What's going on, everybody? It's Thursday night. Welcome to the NLG Show. And, Niall, do you ever not complain about anything we do? He said, I swear this is the longest intro ever. It's actually not the longest intro ever. There are other podcasts that have longer intros than ours. I have timed them, just so you know. So, what's going on, everybody? It's Thursday night. It is the beginning of the holiday season.
Yes.
Yes, we are 1 week away from Hanukkah and 3 weeks away from Christmas. 3?
Yeah, you got that right.
3 weeks. So, and it's amazing. Both holidays are on Thursdays this year. So, depending on we'll do. My mother, and my sister will come over earlier in the evening, pre-show, and we'll do our first night of Hanukkah stuff, and then the kids are going to go to bed because they have school the next day, and I'll be down for the podcast. Menorah and all, I'll have one in the background. It'd be cool.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and hey, what is going on, guys? How you doing?
Busy day, work. So I'm always glad, when everybody's in bed, and it's like, play some game just to relax and kind of.
This is I'm a little worn myself. We may get through our best and worst and be done.
Yeah.
So I might be all right with that. Get everybody out of here a little early tonight. So, although because part of it too is I'm downloading Control as we speak, since it hit Game Pass. So
I bought it right before it was announced that it would be in Game Pass. Although we always had that feeling from Phil's comment way back in earlier this year, let
it slip out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had to backtrack real quick. No, there's no plans for Control. So I'm telling you.
We say never ever, say never ever.
I bet by February Cyberpunk will be in there.
I'm just saying.
Eventually. Yeah.
It could be let's see.
Either
maybe
that,
in the summer months.
Either that, or it'll be an E3 announcement when they bring CD Projekt Red out on stage.
Hey, Microsoft Studio. Can't imagine.
Right. It's time for a multiplayer add-on.
No, I still think I still would rather if they were still in the market for another studio.
Yeah.
I still think I would rather it be Remedy over CD Projekt Red.
Yeah,
still.
Exactly. Can you imagine episodic episodes of that game, so you can just keep writing?
Yes.
I mean, to me that's such a logical fit. Like Insomniac is such a good PlayStation fit, and Remedy is such a good, Xbox Microsoft fit. I mean, it is. It is. It
is, but I think a Poland studio. Poland's really been. Studios out in Poland really been one of the top, really doing great stuff over the past couple of years or more. And, of course, CD Projekt Red is one of the top ones out of there.
Yeah.
Bloober's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bloober, yeah. So that's another one that we're gonna see very, very soon.
I'm not sure if Asobo is. Where's Asobo at? UK?
France, right? Isn't it France?
French?
I thought they were.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I was playing
they are in
with
France.
My daughter was primarily playing by herself the Zoo Tycoon, and that's also an Asobo game.
Yep. So is Disneyland Adventures and part of Quantum Break.
Plague's Tale. No, Plague's Tale's Bloober.
Yeah, Plague's Tale's Bloober.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be?
Oh man,
Plague's
Tale was so good. It's so good.
It's another one that I know it's in Game Pass. It's another one I got to get on my radar.
Oh my goodness! Let's end this podcast right now. You get some.
I know.
Yeah, I think I'm halfway done with that game. I got stuck in an area where it was kind of like a glitch, and I kept having to repeat an area, and I just and I went on something else.
Yeah, but I watched Niall. I watched Niall play it, and that playthrough. If anybody needs any help with that game, Niall's playthrough is on our station, and he did a really good job with it. So I know Niall. I'm going to. And by the way, Peter, you were talking about possibly getting Mafia. He streamed Mafia on Twitch the other day. I'm going to bring it over to the YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
So now
starting
to,
yeah.
So
yeah.
So I was looking at Bloober Team real quick. They got the trifecta. I mean, Blair Witch, Observer System Redos coming out this holiday, and then Medium.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're a very good candidate. They could be.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been
Because
Medium is already an exclusive, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
yeah.
Is it exclusive, or is it timed? See, you don't know anymore.
I don't know. It's going
don't know anymore.
Yeah.
They've
been pretty friendly with Xbox, so.
They would, but I would bet in 6 months or so they'll announce the PS5 version. I mean, it's really, the big piece of it's based on the SSD, so, which they both have.
Yeah.
True.
So Niall says he's close to the end of Mafia. So, by the way, welcome to the chat room. Sorry I didn't mention you guys earlier, and it's great to see some returning folks. Prophet haven't seen in a while. It's good to see him tonight. He said he's at home. Of course, Brother Lance Jennings, Rich from Bacon Ice Cream Productions, who's been he's been on fire with some good stuff on his channel lately. OEB Pete, of course, my brother Pete, and Garvey. Garvey's here too.
Your chat nemesis.
So Garvey and I are going to, and I think we're going to start this in December. Garvey and I are going to do like a little once a month thing over here on the channel, just talking other stuff. We spend all this time talking games, but and we might talk some games and stuff, but we might also do some movies and life and maybe some stuff that I don't
politics.
Maybe a little bit, just to more along the lines of kind of higher level stuff, not like debates and things like that, but just maybe a little discussion on religion and maybe some stuff that educates people at the same time. So,
nice.
We're gonna figure out what works, and we'll do a little something. So it's good to have him here. Panda Sub 2000, welcome back. I'm glad you're back to check us out again. And of course, Brother Lance Jennings. He's here, Niall, and our unofficial NLG brother Niall, so who's starting to do some streaming for us again, which is great. Somebody's got to touch the Twitch page because I haven't in a while. So and Indie Gamer,
they don't have a team stream yet, do they?
They don't. I know they don't.
Come on, they need to.
You would think
that would make it so much easier, You would have had so much more content.
But you know what? I'm wondering if they're not doing it because they don't feel like they have to. There's no competition for Mixer anymore, and
What's Mixer? Just kidding.
Well, exactly. So I'm not sure Facebook game like remember that whole Facebook gaming thing, but I don't think that's really taken off like they thought. No. Now it's funny that kind of bleeds into some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight. The best and worst of the year 2000. This has been an absolutely bizarre year, and
it's
sad.
not over yet.
It's not over yet. I know. So I'm trying to get us to 2021 as fast as possible, but it's So
can't get any worse.
No, it really can't. I mean, there's been some good stuff that's come out of 2020, but not a lot. Not a lot. But we're still here, and we're healthy.
We're still here. Yes.
We're still healthy.
Still ticking.
Yeah, we're still ticking.
We're in next gen. We're on next gen.
We are for as much next gen as you can get. Brother Jeff Rule, how you doing, man? So, people are starting to trickle in. See, they get hopefully you guys have hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you get notified when we get started. Brother
it's not Taco
Pong
Bell.
And Jeff.
The other good bell.
Yeah, that's right. Not to Taco Bell. Right there.
Jeff jumped in early.
Jeff's here early. We missed Jeff. Jeff is our encyclopedia of games. It's like whenever we need to know something. And
Ask Jeff.
Ask Jeff. And Jeff, that's like a Wiggles song, by the way. Ask Jeff. Oh, that's Where's Jeff.
It's like Ask Jeeves, but it's
right.
Like Ask Jeff.
Instead of Google, it's Jeff. So, but let me run down here. So, Chris, how's your week been, man? You look as tired as we are.
My first week back after that nice Thanksgiving break. I was off about a week and a half, so.
Oh, nice.
So this is my first full week. Finally making it to Friday tomorrow. That hasn't been bad. I've stayed busy. I didn't come back to a craziness. So been good. Gradually getting back into it. Other than that,
I'd imagine it's not going to be as busy a holiday for you though either, because how many people are really traveling?
Yeah, this month I'm
probably more than more. Maybe. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, our big contracts are with FedEx and UPS.
Oh,
I see. Busy.
Yeah, so
nice.
They want their engines.
Yeah.
I probably am going in Saturday and Sunday, hopefully early and to get off early. So it might be like that the rest of the month. May not have a day off the rest of the month. Hopefully Christmas and, the day after at least.
Well, hopefully. Oh, man, that would suck if you have to actually work on Christmas. I mean, I don't mind it because, Jewish, but except for the fact that it is my wife's birthday. So that is what we celebrate. Yep. That is what we celebrate. And
there you go.
Hey, so you're celebrating her birth.
That's right. It's just not Jesus. It's my wife.
Jesus. Exactly.
So
what's up, Grieper? My little brother.
So, and I think we've got the place we're gonna try to go to if she wants, the Melting Pot. It's a really cool fondue restaurant. It was we went there on our first anniversary, and we always love it. We get like this really cool fondue where they bring out the pot, and then the first course is like cheese. Then they bring out bread and fruit and stuff, and then the second is like whatever the main course is, and then the third is like a chocolate. And I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
And the indie gamer isn't trying to invite himself.
Indie gamer is welcome on anytime he wants. If he's up. If he's up, I'll send him.
If he can talk.
Get on Skype, man. Get on Skype. I got 2 spots open. So, Brother Jago, had such fun the other night in Retro Renegades. Got to meet Assassin Lupa too. She's really cool. Yeah. She's very cool. Got to meet Animated Evil. He's very cool.
Yeah.
And it was funny because as I was telling you guys in our Discord. I went ahead and bought the dev mode for the OG Xbox One. So since I got the Series X, and I took the 1X and moved it upstairs, I have an OG Xbox with nothing to do. So I was like, you know what? I legally own my 32X and Sega CD games. I'm going to, and the Xbox, the OG Xbox, did a really good job with the emulation program that was on there. But RetroArch is really solid, and I turned my OG Xbox into a RetroArch machine.
Nice.
And it plays all of my Sega CDs. It plays all of my 32X games, and I dusted off, as I was telling you, Peter, I dusted off my my old PC games, and I pulled Indiana Jones out of the box, and it has a ScumVM emulator that lets me play that and Jones in the Fast Lane, and yeah, so it's the
good stuff. And games are still good. They're good a different way.
They are. I find you know me. I found myself getting back into that in a very big way. I haven't touched my Series X in like 4 days. So I've been playing all this stuff that going back and playing Nostalgic Trip. Oh,
nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah.
Gaming.
It is, but worth it as my final wish. He always said I'd jump in, but my wife would take me out.
Yeah.
You can sleep on the couch tonight, just one night. Come on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sneak into the basement.
Yeah.
Sneak into the basement and get on the show.
Go find that shed that Daz goes in whenever he gets to talk around the family.
That's right.
Late at night.
So did you get a chance to play anything this week, Chris?
Yeah, well, before the week started, pretty much. So I downloaded Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Series X.
All right.
It's not optimized.
No.
But it definitely looks better. Runs smooth, and it's got quick resume. And the loading is much quicker now. Love it. So. Downloaded a bot.
So is it faster to load?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. Trust me.
Can it make your horse
go faster? You know how that was when you go from mission and then you go back into the world map and all that? It just, took a while. Now it's nice and fast. It's not even optimized, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just use the,
Yeah.
the SSD as brute force.
I downloaded. I picked up on sale Wreckfest.
Oh yeah.
Me and Peter played that a little bit.
Yeah, we played it. Yeah,
cool.
that was cool.
I think that's going to become, a lot of the guys at Mr. Tushi and last weekend they like to jump into Wreckfest for their Saturday night game nights. So I was like, man, you know what? That game looks fun, so I need to add that. So later on, I can jump in with them. But we can also have a game night also with that.
Yeah.
Downloaded State of Decay 2, but I think I downloaded it before they just did an update on that. So I need to check that out again. So, I'll go in there and play it a little bit.
Cool.
And sadly, I have to put Watch Dogs Legion to the side until they finally get that save file glitch patch. Because I think was it last Saturday or last Friday? I played almost a good day of it, and everything was going smooth. I thought my stuff was saving, and I finally. So at the end of the night, I turned it off, the Xbox, or it turned off on its own when I was away. Come back and reverted back to an old save, mission. So
yeah, and now you're stuck on that forever.
Yeah, great game. I love it. Can't play.
What I've played so far a couple of times over and over. That was good, but
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man. It's one of the low points of 2020. Ubisoft not fixing their stuff.
Ubisoft has a case of the
great games.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And also what's it called? Not Rise of the Phoenix.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Phoenix Rising or something like that, or
Jeff, don't go away yet. What's the name of that game?
Yeah.
Crud. Oh my
Phoenix
goodness.
Rising.
Yeah, but it was
Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, apparently that has a save bug as well. So I'm wondering if they try to. Is it also like a cross?
Phoenix Rising Immortals.
I mean,
that's right.
Cross save
Immortals
game.
I don't know.
I'm wondering if the Ubisoft stuff is just messing it up. Their
Thanks,
servers.
Panda. I don't know. It's a good question.
It's funny how the people were.
But
saying
all the games, like all the three big games now are like that.
They're good.
They're good, but then they're like that's the worst bug in my opinion. The save that doesn't save or corrupted save files. That's like that kills it. I mean, it's one thing if you have to really it's some graphics glitches or some funny stuff going on, but
yeah, buggy soft.
But I mean, I get it. I'm always on the benefit of doubt for the developers. Especially this year. But you figure you got COVID, having to deal with that, working from home. Then here you are developing games for cross-gen, new-gen, and pushing out pretty much 3 games in a matter of a month.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But also have like
a
bunch of huge studios, though.
They do. You have the studios to do it. They're capable of working multiple games at the same time. So I guess they just wanted to push these games out before the new year and get it going. And then they figure, they're probably like, well, we'll figure it out. But then, we'll let people tell us what's wrong, and that's what's going on.
Well, but they're not fixing
is by the time we what sucks is by the time we get to play it and fully enjoy that game, because now we'll save, that game is already in a bargain bin. So there's my my $60 down the drain, or 30 extra that I paid. I mean, that's the thing that pisses me off.
Well, that's what happens when they release so close to like Black Friday sales, right? I mean,
well, that too, but but if this game's saved and I already played it for 2 weeks, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I paid a premium to play day one.
That is true.
Well, and it should work. I mean, it should. And even if I get issues. Sometimes that stuff happens. We're in that age. We're in that age where we're. You may as well not complain about day one patches and stuff anymore, because that's here to stay. But when you don't take the effort to fix it, that's.
I mean, the save file that should be like bam, like the next day or whatever. That should be fixed.
Yeah, I do agree on that. I understand you have other issues, but
if it's like a tiny fraction that has a save bug, then it might be harder to find. But I've heard so many people that have issues that it's
I don't think I heard that on Valhalla, but I think we're just hearing that now on Phoenix Rising for save issues.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything. No, I that's a good point. I have not heard anything about Valhalla.
No.
I think Valhalla were a few people, but it doesn't seem widespread. At least you can create separate save files. Well, with Watch Dogs, it's like, well, you don't know when it really saves. You cannot save multiple save files. You cannot go back to a previous one.
Monkey Punch, Dinetto.
My brothers, man.
Appreciate you guys.
We appreciate them so much. And Valhalla, though, Valhalla's had some issues of its own. I mean, not so much in save, but in patching and things like that. I mean, it needed some TLC as well.
Right.
So.
And the data, but what's weird is that not everybody said they were having that issue with the tearing. But was that tearing? Was that tearing
Valhalla?
only in performance? Like 120 or?
No, I mean.
No, I think also, but I think if you had variable refresh rate on, If your TV supports that, then you will never see that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just a matter of them. To me, that stuff. It's just sometimes stuff that's with all these other variables, right? These TVs, new gen. It's just so much to try to optimize and get ready. Sometimes you just can't catch that stuff until it's released. But the save file shit, that stuff is no excuse.
Yeah. Or Call of Duty Cold War is another bad one. That crashes and basically,
What's up, Big Daddy?
It might be a combination of both the game as well as the, Series X bugs that they have with, HDR 120 frames per second and anything in between. Because it's like, your game crashes and then, that's fine. You can kick back to the dashboard and you start it back up and the game just runs like crap. You're running at 20 frames per second or other stuff. So you had to, shut down your console and restart it and then,
Yeah, and I've heard horror stories about getting into Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
Oh.
But when it plays 60 frames per second and stuff, man, that's fantastic. Really, I'm really digging it. But it's just like, it's like once you get the first crash, it's like, okay, I'm done for the day.
I mean, we hear this every year on Call of Duty.
True.
These multiplayer games, when you got so many people jumping on these servers, you're gonna have problems. There's no way they can recreate all that and fix all that stuff during betas because you don't have that many jumping on.
But you would think like you wrote that stuff.
Yeah.
Last year, you should be.
But it's
work and reapply it.
But see what you're doing. See, and that's you guys know how I feel about these betas. They're not betas; they're demos. And now when you have. And this goes both ways. If you are doing a beta as a gift for the console that you have a promo deal with, that's not really a beta. That's just a early look demo for to get people to pre-order and buy that console. That's not what a true beta is. A true beta, if Call of Duty really wanted to beta test their stuff, they'd have taken 2 or 3 maps and just opened the whole thing up to everybody and invited them to come in and bang on it. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say, didn't they have a beta on PlayStation for a little bit? Only on PlayStation? And then did they open it up one weekend for everybody else, right?
Yeah.
But that's not enough to really try to catch all these issues that can rise up whenever you're having everybody jump on servers.
No,
they don't do enough of it unless they have.
Well, and here's another thing: it's like the timing. It's so close to release, though.
Release, I know.
So that's why it is more a demo because they don't have time to fix it.
But do they care? Because people buy the shit out of it.
Right, exactly.
It's the top-selling game of the year.
It's the top-selling game of the year, and people
regardless of the issues.
People will bitch and complain about it, but then at the same time, they'll sit there and they'll wait, and they'll wait, and they'll wait.
Yeah, it'll all be fixed in 6 months, and then 6 months later, here comes a new game.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I think that practice, that practice lead. It's almost like going into football season and not being able to hit with your pads, and then by the time you get to week 1, half the team is injured because you didn't really practice right.
Yeah.
That's what this is. They, you if you really want to beta test your system, then you let everybody in an open beta and you say, please come in. I forgot who did this. They opened it up to everybody, whatever game it was, and they literally said, come in and try to overwhelm our servers and crash us.
I thought it was Sea of Thieves, but
I don't know if it was Sea of Thieves or not. I don't think it was. I think it was a multi-plat game where they let because I can't remember the name, but they said come in and try to overwhelm us so we could figure out what our scalability is.
Yeah.
You can't scale if you don't know what you're scaling.
Yeah.
You know.
And then each time they give the poor excuse like, "Oh, demand was stronger than we anticipated," for those big banger titles,
This game's been coming out since.
Did you just say banger?
Yeah, I did. Those are you, Mike.
Put that on your worst top 5.
No, I mean, how do you if you are Activision, and you're selling Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, you don't get to say the demand was higher than we thought. No, it's not. The demand was exactly what you thought it was. It's Call of Duty. It's your golden goose. That would be like 343i saying, "Oh, we didn't anticipate the demand for Halo Infinite."
Yeah.
Yes, you did. You just failed.
Exactly. When that comes out, I don't want to hear it. I
don't want to hear it. But and if you remember, Halo 5 had a beta an entire year before the game came out. And that's
on dedicated servers too.
That was on dedicated servers, but that was to me that was a true beta. It wasn't pre-orders only. Yeah. It wasn't in a demo disc of Crackdown 3. It was everybody jump in and everybody bang our servers, please. Hit them. Let us get the data we need. And they spent a year, doing it right. To be honest with you, as much as Halo 5 gets beat up on, I don't remember there being big online problems.
No, there was some, but
wasn't as
not like I
mean, we played a lot of big team battle and stuff like that, and I don't remember there being huge issues.
Yeah.
So. What game was it? Wasn't it Gears that was broken for a long time too? The multiplayer.
Master Chief Collection was broken.
Master Chief Collection, yeah.
Gears, I don't know. I don't know if Gears was broken.
I thought it was Gears 2.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Well, by the way, we have there's a breaking news that came today. Casey Hudson and Mark Dara are leaving BioWare.
Oh.
Yeah, they're right in the middle of this happened today. They're right in the middle of a new Dragon Age and the remaster for Mass Effect. So
and Anthem 2.0.
Right, and Anthem
2.5 or whatever you want to call it.
So
but Casey Hudson only came in to try to help clean things up a little bit and get Anthem launched.
Oh,
he may not have been there long term.
I thought weren't they both 20 years?
Yeah, Casey Hudson was there 20 years. They might have brought him in to fix Anthem from another team working on another game. But he was at BioWare for 20 years, and how long was?
No, but remember Casey Hudson went to Microsoft for a little bit and then went back.
Mark Dara, well, he says, I mean, his blog post says, and now, after nearly 20 years of work at BioWare, I've made the decision to retire from the studio and make way for the next generation of studio leaders.
Okay. He went to Microsoft to work on AR. They gave him a project on the AR, I think he was there for about a year or so, and then he left and went back to help with the Anthem on BioWare. I don't think he really had anything with Dragon Age. I think that was already in development.
Okay, so that was done 2015. He went to Microsoft Studio and then went back to BioWare in 2017.
Yeah. So it's only.
But I mean,
so basically,
But Casey's, I mean, his resume.
Oh yeah.
MDK2, Baldur's Gate 2, Neverwinter Nights, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. If Pete's in the chat, I know he was talking about that. Jade Empire, and the Mass Effect trilogy. I mean, that's Casey Hudson.
Yeah.
So Mark Dara,
Pete says he's playing it right now.
See. Let's see what.
So where do you think they're going? The Initiative? Aren't there some more?
Not everybody else is.
Right.
I mean, aren't there some other BioWare peeps?
I don't know.
Might be a couple.
It
seems like they got a little bit of everybody all over.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Casey Hudson did not say where he's going. No. It doesn't say where he's going, so I don't know. Yeah, they're just retiring, is what they're saying.
I'm sure we'll get an announcement at some point.
So,
retiring 2020.
Yeah.
2021.
Super Cooper.
Oh,
Rabble.
The Beaver Believer.
Yeah. I mean, Casey Hudson was the general manager of BioWare. I mean,
yeah.
So the search for a new GM is underway, according to Laura Mealy, who's the CSO of Electronic Arts. So, J Street, what's up, man? Oh, wow.
J Street, been a while, brother.
Here we go.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. What does this? I don't think this means much for like the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, because that's just a remaster. So that Dragon Age, which they're in the middle of building a new Dragon Age. I mean,
I think they already had a team on that, though.
Well, that's a good question.
And he may have gone over there to help consult and whatever, and plus also maybe help. I guess whatever the next big update they're going to do on Anthem, maybe they're pretty much done with that, and he's done.
Maybe. Yeah. Panda Sub says, as long as EA owns BioWare, none of this is meaningful. That's hard to disagree with that. I mean, BioWare. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, just put BioWare under Respawn management.
There you go.
Let them have control of some of those IP, and they can manage that. Because if they can't find the right management, when you get guys like Casey Hudson leave, then you need to find somebody, and EA needs to, figure that out.
Well,
I mean, sometimes you got younger guys. There's always people there to step in and take over, right? And it doesn't mean that they can fill those shoes. Past management, past program manager or whatever. They're real good at what they did, but people leave. You're not the same people that were there for KOTOR and early days of Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Those people are not around anymore. You don't have the same teams. People come and go. So it's kind of hard to repeat that success that you had over the years. And yeah, people get trained from those people, but doesn't necessarily mean once they become management doesn't mean they're the same. So they have to figure it out. Hopefully, if not, BioWare may never be the same. And I guess we'll find out when Dragon Age, the next one, comes out, and see how that turns out.
Well, I mean, is BioAge on the hot seat as far as the studio goes? I mean, they haven't, if you think about it, they haven't really been, who they were in the beginning.
Nah.
Mass Effect Andromeda, not good. Anthem, not good.
But they still made money, though.
Anthem is in the chat.
But the thing is, they still made a lot of money.
No, that Anthem is awesome. Anthem Two Tails is the best. But no, Anthem EA. I mean, I don't. But did it though? I mean, Mass Effect Andromeda was not a moneymaker for them.
Andromeda, but I know Anthem. I keep trying to say Anthem, but Anthem did sell well. Made a lot of money.
Did it?
As I said, Anthem makes great stocking stuffers in the holiday coast. It's pretty hard cocoa. They're like $1 at GameStop.
Ponxo just dropped some news. He said Cyberpunk is going to be 60 FPS.
Which
is good news.
Yeah, because somebody got it early, and that's
All right, so
they
according
confirmed it.
to
But that was before day one patch, so it could be day one patch comes out and they lock it down to
all right,
30. You don't know.
Anthem fell short of EA's expectations, but was still the fifth best PC game, the fifth best selling PC game on the market.
Yeah.
So,
but there's a lot of hype around that game, and
I know there was. Yeah. I remember when they showed it off. So I remember that. You know, I remember the video. Everywhere. So Cyberpunk is going 60 frames, huh? Where do you read that?
I don't know. Pong Soul said it. Pong Soul, where's your source?
Yeah, source at Pong.
Cause, it was on Twitter, and somebody showed it and shared it with Shinobi.
Now, what's that? So maybe I need to try it, but if you bought the collector's edition, the high dollar one, you get to play it early, right? Is it tomorrow?
I'm broke.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm about the Cyberpunk Xbox One X, and I have a copy. It came with the digital copy, and I have it downloaded. But I'm like, why can't I play early?
Yeah, you should be able to play early. You should have played it like 6 months ago or more, whatever it was.
Got the headset.
Yeah, I have the headset as well.
Yeah.
Well, there's a whole thing on this. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, so they have performance and quality modes apparently.
Really? See, it's because they don't have that. They don't have that PS5 and Series X.
Yeah, they said that's going to come later, but I think that's a good decision.
I don't.
Seeing after all the bullshit that's going on.
Well, but they've had all this time. I mean,
they have, and they probably already have it ready. They just want to launch, get the game out there, get it settled, and then, then drop that next gen Optima.
See, this is
and charge extra for the Ultimate Edition.
Right.
Well, they're not Control, right? Because look, Control and Game Pass, that's the standard edition, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you want the next gen upgrades, you got to pay
$20 for another 10. I don't know, a couple of hours.
Here's where
6
it's
hours?
releasing. So, it's releasing. So for some people, they can get it early. So if you are on the east coast of the U.S., December 9th, 7 p.m. If you're on the west coast, if you're over there in Super Cooper Land, over there in L.A. and Portland, and Mexico City, well, Portland anyway, it's 4 p.m. Mexico City, 6 p.m. If you live in London, it's 12 a.m. GMT. So
what's up,
So it's the same time everywhere. It's a worldwide release then.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
it's just their local time, whatever it is.
So
that's what it should be. Why do we have a staggered, a rolling launch? It doesn't make any sense.
So, it is good to see Shizno. We haven't seen him in a few weeks. It's great to see him in the chat. I don't know, man. I don't know why they're doing it. Why more people don't do just here's when it's out.
Yeah.
Do GMT, do green,
Zulu time.
Right. Median time, and everybody else gets it when they get it. Because, what's the big deal? Although I guess I wonder.
And then people will change their region to New Zealand to play it first. So what's the point at that point?
Right. I guess it's because they want people to also go get it physically. And so you can't sell it.
Yeah.
You can't sell it digitally before stores are allowed to sell it physically.
Yeah, that's so old-fashioned.
I know. So
this is the one good thing that came out of this whole COVID shenanigans. It's like digital games are becoming more mainstream. So now if they can match the
right.
So more variable pricing, or more agile pricing with that, then you benefit even more.
Right. No, that makes
same
sense.
thing with movies too. Theaters are on the way out.
By next, yeah. So did you see that too? Warner Brothers is going to release
Brothers?
all their games, all their movies in theaters and HBO Max the same day.
Yeah.
That's the death knell of movie theaters.
So they only have that like for 30 days or something like that, right? So with the new releases, and then they go, offline for a while, and I guess then it goes the traditional route of appearing on DVD and Blu-rays and 4K.
30 days is all you really need.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I'm. That's
it's
surprising.
$70 for 6 months. I don't believe. Maybe it's a special. I don't know. Might be worth it.
It might be. It might be. All right, I'm looking at the Twitter feed. I wanted to see where they said. I believe Pong. I was looking to see. Yeah. I had not seen.
Look for Shinobi Newman.
Oh. He doesn't. Yeah, but I don't think he knows anything more than.
Yeah, I think maybe theaters will be becoming more, instead of having those bleach-smelling theaters, they become maybe more upscale for the ultimate experience.
Well, you get the ones that are pubs and restaurants.
Maybe
I used to love those, man. Where you get where there's only, you instead of 150 people crammed into seats, you have it's only 50 people. But you have tables and people come and wait on you, and you can actually get real food. I love those. I've been in those theaters a couple times.
Oh, it's a little fun fact. At least they used to be in Dutch movie theaters. They actually had an intermission. To that point, you can get your drinks and as big coffee drink as the Dutch, or a cup of coffee and their beer.
Right.
Yeah, we have a theaters here called Alamo Draft House. They do that. You got tables in between where the waiters can walk in between. They'll come and get your order, bring your meals and whatever, and those are pretty cool. And what I like about them too, they're unique, is that if you want to go watch a Star Wars movie, so before the movie showed, they have all the trailers are all about old school. They'll show you old commercials, Star Wars commercials, and trivia, and so it's a nice place, unique place to go. One of my favorite theaters by the house is Regal, and I guess they took seats out, and that they have the recliner seats now. So very comfortable, and I love going to theater, and I like to just have popcorn and a large soda. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm good. And, it's sad that how that's going. And I just saw that I guess HBO's made a deal. And it seems like going forward, now if you want to watch the latest movies, if you're subscribed to HBO Max,
$15 a month.
You get to watch those movies without an extra fee.
Yep, $15 a month.
Yeah, we have it. And, I think Wonder Woman is coming, and I think it's gonna be on HBO Max. So.
Oh yeah, she's right on the home page. December in theaters on HBO Max, December 25th. Available.
Do you have
on
to
HBO.
Do you have to pay extra?
It doesn't.
Like on Disney Plus with Mulan.
No,
it's like
I remember that. Yeah.
It's gonna cost you $30.
Yeah.
This
Disney Plus, that was bullshit, but.
I passed.
No, HBO Max,
it says right here, stream new movies the exact same day as theaters at no extra cost to subscribers.
There you go.
Premiering, and it does say each movie will be available on HBO Max for 31 days from its theatrical release. I mean that's worth $15 a month. I mean, honestly.
Big Daddy, we'll sell you some $9 popcorn.
There we go.
Just subscribe to make sure you know.
Yep.
We'll sell for $8 plus shipping and handling.
Next level popcorn. We'll give you some.
But it'll be in a tub this big.
Yeah.
It's $3 per each person on the panel. So yeah, $9.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you think about it, that's Wonder Woman. That's Matrix 4. I mean, they put out the list today.
Yeah. Is it all within 21?
Yep.
Or is it like, yeah, thanks for subscribing. We're gonna push
their
it.
entire 2021 movie slate, and it is huge. And see, that's how they're gonna do it. They're gonna work with HBO, and that's how they're gonna get their money.
HBO's big. It's not surprised that they're the ones that can, do that because
And they say, movie theaters, and it's not movie theaters' fault. That's the sad part.
It's not.
It's not their fault, and we're not. I'm not going to get into that because I have my own
but
feelings.
I think they will come back.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You probably have some closed down, but I think movie theaters are still they'll make a comeback.
Maybe the movie experience will be better because it's more,
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a big movie theater company here. It's called Santikos. They're big family owned from San Antonio. Dude, they got some huge theaters all around San Antonio that I think they have one where it's like an aquarium in there. I mean, you got all kind of arcade, you got bowling.
right?
They're doing it all in one package, So
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, my Regal theater here is closed. I mean, it was slated for closure anyways because they're gonna redevelop that area some more. So the movie theater had to go, but then COVID came along and it kind of sped it up a little bit.
yeah, I'm right there with you, Jago. It's kind of you got to drink that big soda and then trying to hold it. Can't hold it.
Well, if you finish that drink quick enough, you got a bucket. What a popcorn.
We're drive-ins. We have a pretty cool drive-in near us that's got a digital picture.
You might see more drive-ins open up.
You might.
We had a nice one here in San Antonio that was years, and they ended up kind of closing down. And they do have some theater nights, but not drive-in. But there is one right outside the town of San Antonio that's real nice, and I hope that starts picking up.
We'll say hi to Azriel. She's in the chat.
Yeah,
Been a long time.
It has been. She's on my circle of friends. Oh, everybody's doing that circle.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully nobody paid 99 cents for it.
No, I did not. I checked this morning, and there were 9 slots available. So I'm like, all right, I'll try.
Each time I check, it's like, oh, sorry.
Welcome, Avish. Welcome, Avish. The theaters got to. He's right. They got too expensive. But
I still like the experience of going to a theater. If you got a family of quite a few, like Mike, I know it's expensive for you.
Family of quite a few. I have a litter.
It's expensive for me to take me, my wife, and my 2 daughters. But me and the wife, if it's just me and her, we're good. But yeah.
And Avish, one of our many Xbox ambassadors, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have Xbox ambassadors in the chat. So, moving back to gaming a little bit.
Hey, we almost did your
downer. Even downer is here.
We kinda...
Oh my goodness! Yeah, Mike's family's like the Brady Bunch. It's not that bad. So, brother Jeremy. See, 'tis the season, holidays and all. Everybody's coming to town. Yeah. This is great. Yep. Yeah. So now that the chat room's a little fuller, I want to get to kind of what we were, what I was thinking of. I mean, there's, the news has slowed down a little bit, minus what happened today with Casey Hudson and Mike Darrell leaving BioWare, but. Really, it hasn't been a whole lot going on this week. Everybody's kind of been settling in. I mean, so I want to talk about and get your guys' kind of best and worst of 2020. And I want
gaming wise,
yes. Well, look, if there's really something, on you. I'm not going there myself, but.
And you become a Dr.
stick
Mike, like
right.
replacement Dr.
Right,
Phil.
we'll wait for my show with Garvey.
Yeah.
No, this has been a crazy year. It really has. And there are, some good things that have come in 2020. And there's some crap that's come in 2020. So, I kind of want to get everybody's thoughts in the chat room too. What good things, gaming-wise, came out of this year? What's the best and the worst? What's the best things that we saw this year? What's the worst things we saw this year? We're leading up to Game Awards, so, what are our favorite games that we've been playing? What are the games that just we played once and stunk out? And so, for example, worst of 2020, Ubisoft not fixing their shit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, yes. Very disappointing because these games are
they're good games.
Really good. And then, so it's like
but they crammed them all in a matter of a couple months, so.
Well, yeah. They could have split them up a little bit, so then at least,
Far Cry 6 was coming out in February. It's like every other month, here comes a Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
Right.
And, so, that's a bad thing.
It is, and I think the pandemic and the next gen and just a lot going on, it put a lot on them to try to optimize and fix bugs at the same time. But like we said earlier, the save bug is not good.
No.
Especially multiple titles from the same studio. I mean,
that's
same publisher, but they got
same publisher. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as the publisher, there's got to be some quality control.
Well, we hold them responsible because they're pushing these games.
Right.
But they're the ones who made that decision. Hey, let's bring out Watch Dogs in October, and let's bring in Valhalla in November. Let's bring in the other one, the Phoenix Rising in December. Like, good God.
Yeah. It's like they're competing with themselves or also cannibalizing themselves too.
So Niall says Ubisoft is famous for bugs. Remember Unity, but Unity was also like 3 games back. In between Unity and Valhalla, we got Origins.
But everybody always like Odyssey. Unity, and they always show you the funny characters that got kind of mutilated. That was just copy and pasted from each other's posts and stuff.
Wasn't that the first Assassin's Creed going co-op?
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was 4.
So,
yeah, the first one they did. There was 4. There was 4 player.
Trying to optimize all that.
Yeah, but still, it's like it's more word of mouth, bad stuff, and copying and pasting of the same images, same, and not not everybody did experience that because I got it like day one. I never experienced those issues. So.
Right. Indie Gamer says it's great now, and they're right. They fixed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in between that was Origins, which was a great, solid game. And
there was
Odyssey.
one right
there
after.
was another one after that.
What was the one?
In the UK.
In London.
In London.
It's Eevee and
Brotherhood was not. Brotherhood was before that, right?
Syndicate. Thank you, Coop.
Yeah, Syndicate.
Syndicate.
Coop knows he's our encyclopedia right now.
He also knows his Assassin's Creed.
Syndicate was good. All the Assassin's Creeds were good, with the exception of 3.
That's 3 was what put me off.
Yeah. I never finished that one. I don't know.
Black Flag was one of my favorite.
Everybody seemed to like Black Flag. I need to try it again.
Yeah.
Maybe it was also close to Pirates of the Caribbean movie release or something, or that seen it just get you kind of like get the mood going. I was like, it's fantastic. That one was so good.
Downer, you got Cyberpunk already?
De Niro said it's gonna bomb.
De Niro, get out of the chat.
Probably by the time I'm done
De Niro with the hot take.
We get the Series X optimization version, so I can finish it just with a bang.
I'll just wait for it to come to Game Pass because it's coming. It's coming. So. All right.
Domino's coming.
So.
What's your best or the game you enjoyed the most?
Yeah, that's
so,
where okay.
In 2020. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet. but
you're not going to play Cyberpunk because you're going to wait, so we don't have to worry about that.
You know what? I actually have to say one of my two favorite games of 2020, which came late, was I'm going to start with Doom Eternal, which came in after the Bethesda pre-deal.
Yeah.
Doom Eternal was hot fire for me, and that was right before I got the Series X, so I didn't even get I didn't even get to see it with the Series X enhancements. So beat it. Did not play the multiplayer, but beat the campaign. I think I got all the collectibles, and yeah, I mean that was just a great fun game, and much to Dan Rodriguez's dismay, I played it in ultra violence mode. So,
ultra violence.
So,
so not chicken.
Infinite.
Brother Infinite in the house. So, all right, Peter, back at you. What's give me a top game of yours?
I think my top game was The Last of Us 2.
Ooh.
It's just such a fantastic movie. Just the whole writing, the whole gameplay, the graphics, the music. I hear that OST and it's like, man, I'm like reliving those moments. It's like so good, so good.
Okay, and I think you're the one person out of the three of us that did play that, because I have not,
yes.
Admittedly. So.
And I played the first one, right before it. So.
Yeah, I did play the remaster this year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you and I we played it around the same time.
Yes, we did. And look, it's already won Game of the Year at Golden Joysticks. It is the odds-on favorite to win Game of the Year at the VGAs this year. I'm
glad I played it before any awards, because it typically turns me off.
Yeah.
Like when a game gets like overhyped and stuff, it's like I kind of resist that a little.
Yeah, and Coop says it's his Game of the Year too as well. And I know we talked about this, and I think he's been on the podcast. He was on the podcast last month, I think. I can't remember if it was last month, the month before, but he talked about Last of Us 2 being one of his top games. For
me, it was good from the beginning all the way to the end. I've heard some people saying like, "Oh, there was like some slow moments in there." I never really experienced it that way. So.
Okay.
And I've also heard some people like that played the original Last of Us 1 way back when. So they have 5 years till they start playing the second one, and they didn't like the second one as much because of their their relationship with the two main characters was strong, and based on the events that happened, they felt kind of let down.
Yep, and this game has been polarizing, to say the least.
Yeah.
But it is also a Naughty Dog game, and it is also Naughty Dog's Golden Goose.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Uncharted is gone, or at least that we know of. And so, yeah. So
that for me is like, even a look at Naughty Dog, this was is their best game.
And I've heard that a lot too. I will play it. I will get it. It's bound to hit.
Yeah, I'm very curious of your opinion.
So, yeah.
I hope I will manage your experience.
You have not, and I got to tell you, between you and John, you guys did the best spoiler-free review of this game that I've ever seen. So you hadn't ruined it for me. I mean, look, I know what the story is because I breathe air and get on Twitter. So, I don't literally live under a rock. So it was hard not to know what happened and all of that.
The Dreadpool.
But I also knew when I went to see Titanic that the boat was going to sink at the end. It's the way you get. It's getting from one to another. Right.
Yeah.
When I went to see the Star Wars prequels, I knew at some point Anakin was going to become Vader. It just how you get to that point is what counts. And if knowing what I know about the story, and I don't know the whole end of the story. I'm sorry, I ruined it. Damn it, I ruined it for Coop and Garvey. I'm so sorry, guys. I did not. The boat. No, see, the boat doesn't really sink. The Titanic turns out to be a transformer. That's excellent, Panda. Right. So anyway, I will get to this at some point, and I'll let you know. It's how you get to the parts that I know about that will determine.
Yeah, in my opinion, it was done so well. It's crashing over again.
I gotta tell OEB Pete. So, and I don't know if my wife's still down here or not. So, I said if I got a bonus from work, that I would get an Evercade. And hey, she can hear me. They're not that expensive. And Pete says it's really good. So anyway,
just under $3,000.
You're right. So because I 20 years at my job,
nice.
Which when the company that I work for now purchased the company that I worked for, my tenure went with it, and so today they celebrated my 20 years with a bonus. So
nice.
Yes. And speaking of Pete, he says, "Stop distracting Michael Garvey. I'm teaching him Star Wars."
That's his Padawan.
Yes, teaching him the Old Republic. That's a good one to teach. So, all right, Chris, give us your top game. One of your top games of 2020.
Of course, I didn't get to play The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. I would say Carry On.
Ooh.
That was a nice surprise. The indie games have been big for me this year. So Carry On was a great game. Then Game Pass. I definitely recommend people. You like the old school look, but the mechanics, just to control that creature, whatever you want to call it. It's not a blob. It's almost like a, as you kill people in the game, you grow. You just eat them up and grow. So, and it's in the underground laboratory. So you're going through an underground. Of course, you got guards there and they're shooting you. You got the lab technicians. They're all screaming while you're chewing them up as soon as they see you. So it's funny seeing them try to run from you. But
like
another game.
First COVID simulator.
Yeah. I would say one game that I really Journey to the Savage Planet. I think that's one of my earlier games that I played in the beginning of the year. And I had a lot of fun with that. That's also on Game Pass. It's very a unique game with a lot of humor. Almost kind of like Borderlands type humor, I guess, in a way. But cool mechanics. And that's made up by that studio that... I'm trying to think who the guys were from that studio. But I think that studio got bought by Google.
Carrion game was Phobia.
Yeah, Carrion was, yeah.
Phobia Game Studio, published by Devolver Digital. So let's see what's happened to you. So you said they might have gotten purchased.
No, not Carrion, but Journey to the Savage Planet.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I jumped on another game.
You did say that.
I played those around the same time, so...
That's Typhoon Games.
Yeah.
And they were acquired by Stadia in December 2019. I know.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Who knows if we're going to get another game from them. That was a great game.
It's not even exclusive.
No, it's
That's
not.
funny. No.
Did you ever play Deliver Us the Moon?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's in my top 2. Damn, thanks for reminding me.
That was I mean, there are so many good games, and it's like so hard to keep track, like what you played and and when. That's why it's always hard for me to, come up with like, oh, what's your top 10 this year? It's like,
Oh, and you know what? So that's why I decided not to say top 10 and just give me a game. And as we talk, think of another game, and another game, and
and here's another one. Greedfall. You heard me saying that. Like,
you have.
Now it's going to be
talked about Greedfall.
Soon enhanced on the Series X and PS5
and it's in Game Pass.
And Game Pass or
coming to Game Pass. I don't know if it's there yet. Oh.
Yeah, that's another very good one.
I will be checking that out on your recommendation.
Yes.
So, but one of my other ones, since we already did mention it, is Ghost of Tsushima. This is one of the. Let's see. This is the third game that I platinumed behind Horizon Zero Dawn and Spider-Man. I platinumed this. This was. There are some games for me that are period games that I want to like because I like the period and it ends up not doing it for me, and that so for example, Red Dead Redemption 2. I love westerns. I love the western era. I love those kind of movies, and I was all hyped up for Red Dead Redemption 2, and no, Garvey, no. Ugh. Wait till tomorrow night, Garvey. Oh, just wait.
Yeah. Maybe that should be a topic.
I don't know, man. That'd be the first and last show we do.
Yeah, maybe.
Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't do it for me as a spaghetti western type game. But I also love the samurai, the older Kurosawa type movies, and of course leading into the martial art movies and things like that of the old style. And this game did it for me in a way that Sekiro or Nioh did not. Like this was not a Dark Souls game, which I am glad for. This was more of a Tenchu type game. And it was, first off, it was a beautiful game. I'm playing it in black and white, so I played it in the purest mode I could think of, which was the Kurosawa mode, which is black and white and with Japanese subtitle or Japanese text with subtitles, or Japanese voice with subtitles.
The only thing is, certain quests didn't really go with that theme, though. Find the blue flower or whatever it was.
Right, find the blue flower. Right. There were times when I had to turn color back on. But the beautiful, and this is a base. This was me recording it. This is my gameplay. This is on a base PS4. This isn't the Pro. This is base hardware. It's beautiful. It played extremely well, and I did not get bored of the side quests. When I go all in to try to platinum a game, that's when that's when I know it's like a Game of the Year candidate for me. And this definitely is one of my Game of the Year candidates. And just such a strong title from Sucker Punch. I mean,
I wish it didn't level up as fast though, because I had it when I started the third part, and it was kind of like almost maxed out. I kind of wish they spread it a little bit more.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's really my main complaint. And then you kind of get bored because it's like, at that point it's, what I have at this game is like I avoided those standoffs because at a certain point, like, you already, maxed out, and that just becomes more a drag at this point. But at the beginning, it was cool. I mean, it was so great. I mean, look, here you go. Bam.
Well, it had a great story.
Mm-hmm.
The story was, I mean, really right out of the movies, and you really felt for Jen Sakai.
Yeah.
I remember last week when Dredd was here, and we were talking about with the VGAs, who was going to win. I think it was best performer, and I think it was Dredd. Dredd's in the chat, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he brought up Jen Sakai.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. What's up, Night Jago?
The voice acting was great, though. I was reading those.
Good night, brother Jago.
Those poems.
The haikus. Yep.
I mean, that was just so perfect. I really loved that. It's like taking kind of a break, meditate a little, and that was just fantastic.
Yeah. And just those little extra things, and going. I mean, I found myself going around and trying to find all the foxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yobi's in the house.
What's up, Yobi?
Trying to find the foxes so I could going through all the shrines. I found myself wanting to do those before I moved as much as I could before I moved the story aside.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I think I had finished all of the duels that I could finish without having to advance the story. So I would go around and just try to find everything I could, and this game just blew me away.
Yeah.
And I wasn't.
This is one game if and when I get a PS5, this one game I'm gonna jump on.
Mm-hmm.
First.
Very shit.
Yeah, because didn't they up this one's enhanced.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
60 frames per second, and it's got the co-op mode. So I'm.
Yeah.
When I heard that was cool.
Yeah, next year when I get a PS5, and I would play the co-op mode now if people wanted to, but when I get the PS5, this might be a game that I go back through to just kind of check out to see what it looks like in 60. So
yeah.
Panda Sub said, "Girlfriend review of Ghost of Tsushima is hilarious if you haven't seen it." I have not.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, just looking even here, the wind and how it blows through the trees and through the grass and all the stuff that it does, and and again, this is base hardware. This is not even a Pro.
Nah, when I had the PS4 Slim, I'll tell you what, that thing was just as good than the Pro when I had the Pro for a little bit. So
All right, what do we have in the chat? Who had given chat while we're going? Give us a game from 2000 that one of your top games from 2000.
2020.
2020 rather. Well, do it. You want to do it from 2000? Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Panda Sub said Ghost of Game of the Year.
He did.
Indie gamer, Hades.
Yeah, Hades, which he did a gameplay of that.
Yeah, that's good. And that's a Game of the Year candidate. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yeah.
I started it. Is that Series X enhanced? I know it's got 120.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My TV doesn't do 120, so I don't know if it's really going to be that enhanced.
I think Coop said, but The Last of Us 2 was his Game of the Year, right?
Yes.
Yep.
He said Last of Us 2.
Console, Wasteland 3, and Jacuzzi Like a Dragon.
Ooh.
Wasteland 3 was great.
So I apologize, Pong. I couldn't get into these turn-based games. I wanted to like
that.
Wasteland, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know if maybe it was just me. So, 2000 era WWE Raw 2. That's right. I ended up playing a lot of that game thanks to Yobi getting it for me, and it is as good as I remember. I still need to stream some of that. So, Brother Rich from Bacon Ice Cream Productions, Final Fantasy VII Remake over here. Yeah. It was one, if not the only current gen game I got through this year. Blasphemy! I'm sorry.
Fall Guy, which I was going to mention, that was a top game that I had a lot of fun in. HK played Indy. We played Coop. You know, we all jumped in together.
I played it.
Yeah.
Give me another one,
I have a couple
Peter.
of honorable mentions because I played, like I said, indies were big for me.
Okay.
So not just Fall Guy, but like when HK reminded me of the Deliver Us the Moon. Another sci-fi one that I played was Observation, and I did stream that.
Yep.
Cool. That's also on Game Pass.
I think Coop talked about Observation too in the PC.
Yeah. When I look at my Steam, Art of Rally, that's a beautiful
indie
beautiful game.
Indie played that.
Gamer had a great review on that.
Daz played that a lot too.
One game that I did just picked up on sale from Steam was Raji, which I did stream the demo.
Yes, you did.
That is a top game. I think it's beautiful, and I plan on playing that soon. I'll probably do some streaming on that. So, and of course, Watch Dogs is one of my top games too, but I can't save it. So, for now. And Cyberpunk is coming next week, so a lot of games are going to be taking a seat. Cyberpunk.
Disco Elysium. I think that was this year, wasn't it? Was that 2020? I thought it was. Let me see. Disco Elysium.
Another one that I really love that I think it came out last year was Katana
it was
Zero.
late last year. Disco Elysium was October 2019. So. Michael Garvey says Darksiders Genesis. I know a lot of people love the Darksiders series.
Yeah.
That was, but that also was December 2019. So unless you got it in 2020, December I'll let you slide.
Can you count the Jedi Order? I mean, it was late in December, wasn't it?
It was.
You just barely played it this year yourself.
I just finished it.
Yeah.
I just started it.
All right, so what is your opinion of it so far? How far have you gotten, number one?
How far? I left that first section where you run on that train and you get picked up finally by that spaceship, and then we dropped on another
in the beginning
area, and I'm on my way back to the ship, I think.
Okay.
That's how far I've gotten.
All right, dude. Even that ship or even that train you're on, man, looks that's really good.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what to think.
Yeah, you're still early. Still a lot of story there for you to really get into.
Oh yeah. The game gets hot.
Yeah, those bosses, the Inquisitors, they're tough as shit. For me, I am not a soul type player. I but because it's Star Wars, I stuck it through. Of course, in the end, I will admit, I went chicken shit and I put it in story mode just so I didn't want to deal with the final sister boss.
So I have
even in the beginning though, when you have to fight, there's like I forgot the name of that monster with that tongue that comes out. Agu.
Oh
Kogu,
my goodness, yes.
Whatever it is.
That took me 3 days on
That's like Oh
Jedi
my
Knight.
goodness! It's like that first one is so hard. I encountered two more, and those were much easier. Maybe it's based on the terrain, or I don't know.
Oh well,
But
no. Oh, you.
this one is like, oh man, it's like each time when I got him almost down, and it's like somehow
yeah,
he falls on me and I'm dead.
yeah. You got you're facing the mama. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
Oh.
It's like maybe I need to find some more power ups and.
Yeah. But
Indie
even
Gamer, I haven't finished Raji yet. I just bought it, so.
a lot of the thing about the bosses in this game, especially the second sister, is keeping your distance.
Yep.
And that's how I beat her at the end.
And parrying too, right? I mean, you.
Well, parrying works on the most of the run of the mill, because I mean even the stormtroopers and some of the other folks you face, they get tougher as the game goes on, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I found that with the bosses, when they go to attack, yeah, it is, if you could get a parry in, that's great. But backing up and letting them swing through, and then once they stop, you hit them.
Yeah.
That worked really well for.
That's what I did majority of the time.
Yeah, that worked really well.
When I had to play the sister the first time, me and Coop, we were on, and I kept going back and forth, dying, and he's like, try to get the parrying down, and it'll help you out. And I did, and I got through that. But, it's torture for me to play games like that. Another game that kind of similar was Hellblade. But think about Hellblade, like, once you get in that rhythm with some of those bosses, I really enjoyed that combat mechanic, so.
Yeah. I did too. But
So
once
curious
this,
to see what Hellblade 2 will be.
once you figured out how to run lightsaber combat in here,
Yeah.
and you'll get this too, Peter, because you're still kind of at the beginning. There's gonna come a point to where your lightsaber technique is going to get rock solid, and you'll get a Darth Maul style saber, and then it just gets all kinds of crazy.
Yeah.
Is there any goal of like customizing your saber, or is it just pure cosmetic?
Oh, no, not as well. There is there's a skill that powers it up, but otherwise it is cosmetic. It is building. It's,
same thing with your clothes and stuff.
Yeah, but it's neat to it's neat to do that, because if you think about it, Luke Skywalker, when he lost his lightsaber in Empire Strikes Back, he built a new one. It wasn't any more powerful than his previous one. The sabers themselves aren't more powerful than another. It's who wields it. But he built a new one that was green instead of blue. So in this
mine is now orange.
Yeah, orange. I ended up towards the end of the game, I was able to get a purple kyber crystal. So mine is purple. But all of this cool stuff you're seeing on the screen is all stuff you're going to be able to do. And when you build up your force powers, it's going to get so much more fun to just wipe these stormtroopers out. And you'll find
stormtroopers but the Night Sisters, or not the when you go to that one planet where the Night Sisters, the witches.
Oh yeah.
And they have the brothers also, the ones that are like Darth Maul. They're tough.
They are tough. But even some of these guys, like that.
Oh yeah.
The trooper
commando. Kind of like a shock trooper.
Yeah. And the shock troopers that are coming up here. I mean, there is just some good, there's just some great combat in here and some cool stuff you can do. So, So Yobi, I do know that. Well, I guess my point was that he lost that saber when he got his arm cut off in Empire and had to build his own. So it went from being, the blue saber that he got from Obi-Wan, which was his father's, to a green one that he built on his own to set him apart. And even like these guys, these troopers, there's a good bit of strategy and stuff, but it was a little Souls-like, but it wasn't so much Souls-like that I felt like I was playing Dark Souls or Neo. I felt like I was still in control of my character in a way that Garvey. No.
Hey, get back to that game with your Jedi Master Pete.
That's why he had no kids. No. The only thing that I didn't like about this game was the lack of fast travel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I guess
it would have been nice if you could at least fast travel to your meditation points,
Yes.
Well, yeah, but then, but they have different meditation points throughout the levels. Once you get to reach another area. But I don't think they did fast travel because it's a linear game. It's an open linear, like Uncharted.
It is, but getting around the entire level can be a chore. I mean, they did, there are shortcuts that open up, but that's not always as helpful.
Yeah.
No.
I think they did that because throughout the game, sometimes you want to go back to certain areas because you miss things. Those things were cool. Those like Firefly type, like lava. Those are
and you can use. Yep. Big Daddy's right. He liked the game. I did like the droid in that game, though. It has a cool little personality, and he does.
The droid was really cool.
Oh. And the droid's part of the story, and that's as far as I'll go since Peter didn't.
That's part of Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
That's the blueprint for it.
Yep. See, OEB Pete dropping that saber knowledge. Oh, now they took this part. No, they didn't. Never mind. I thought they. This part's a little different in the final version than Not much, but a little bit different.
And then the green saber is more for like peace, right? More of
He said for consulars like Luke and Yoda.
Yeah, the consular. Yeah, that's all from the Nitro Republic.
And purple is gray for the gray Jedi, like Mace Windu. So, but this is So
it's cute, the little robot.
Yeah. It was cute. Guess what my saber color is? What color in Miko did you get?
Red.
Yeah, he's red. He's a Sith.
He's a Sith. Evil Pete.
Mm-hmm.
So I share this as a top game of 2020 with you, Pete. This is Peter.
Those spiders are cool.
Oh, the spiders, they're tough. They are tough.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mama spider in here that just will beat your ass.
Big spider.
Beat your ass.
Yeah.
So, see, in this scene, I just let the stormtroopers and the spiders just kind of duke it out.
Yeah, I did that too. Like, wait a minute, they're fighting.
Yeah, I'll just sit here
and watch. Go in there and clean up. Yeah,
Jedi Force pop me some popcorn and. So. All right, Chris, give us another good game, top game of 2020 for you.
I think I already.
I have another one.
Oh. What
I kind of blew my load all the indie games.
All right, what do you got, Peter?
Yeah, make sure I have the. I think this is it. On PC, Anno 1800.
What?
Little Anno, ANNO, 1800.
Okay.
Like a city building game.
Oh, okay.
It's on the PC. That was so good. Maybe it came out last 2019. Maybe it was closer to December. Maybe, I don't know.
All right, so one of the I'm gonna switch gears. One of the worst things about 2020.
Besides the Ubisoft.
Besides the Ubisoft. Scalpers buying all the damn new next gen consoles.
Yeah. That's such a disappointment.
Yeah.
I'll say one of the worst.
And it's more disappointing that people buy them because that's why they're doing it and keep doing it.
Is not. I know your feelings about an E3, Mike, but not having an E3 to keep things, getting all that information we want to hear early in the year, the latest and greatest gaming news, and having to wait and it spread out. I mean, it was kind of. Yeah, it's kind of. I thought it was going to be better. I thought, like Keeley, saying that whole summer highlights and all that, but it was okay. But just waiting on a lot of this gaming news that we would have normally gotten during E3 was kind of a pain to wait on, and waiting on the prices of the consoles and.
Oh, most definitely.
But I would say out of that, I think indie games kind of had a good year. They shine more. There were some good indie showcases this year. I think Guerrilla Games, and I forgot what the other one. But there were some good virtual shows on indie gaming. So
there was some of that, and depending on what you were looking for. I thought the back and forth between
Escapist, Future Game Show. Those were great for as far as indie games. I think indie games shine this year because of the information, the news. It was consistent. It was good, well put together shows. Like the Future Game Show had the voice actor guy that's been in. They were in. I think they're from Uncharted. The guy that plays the main character and his wife, Nolan North, and the one that played his wife. I thought they were great.
Was that Laura Bailey that played? Who played his wife?
I think it was Laura Bailey. But I thought they were great. Like I would love to see shows go forward. Like if next year, let's say E3 is around, give me some hosts like that to host the whole show. Give it, have some humor and, instead of just relying on gaming executives to announce everything. Yeah, you can bring them in, but, give us some funny, good hosts, Give us some of these actors that do the voice acting in these games to be your hosts, because they have a lot of insight in a lot of these games, and they're funny.
Yeah. Need to bring back Kevin Butler. Need to bring him back.
Mark Garvey wants to E4. What do you think?
He'll be E4 will be reborn from the ashes of E3.
I think that's it. Look, I think we are going to get another E3, but I think it's going to be a combination of what we got this year with virtual shows. I think, like you said, it's not worth the money anymore to make a big old, props and everything on the floor anymore. I think E3 is going to turn into kind of like a PAX, where you have more, indie games on the floor, maybe a lot of vendors, but you're probably going to get more virtual shows, going forward.
Well, I think that it saves money.
Yeah, it does.
No.
But if you're gonna do that, have them all around the same time. Around the same a
Yeah.
whole week of. All right, now it's Xbox Virtual Show and PlayStation and Nintendo and everybody else. So.
Well, I think if they were smart, and I know Jim. There you go. Electronics Entertainment Expo Evolved. Look at. There you go, brother Rich.
There you go.
I think that we've seen the divergence of where both companies are going. So we see Sony trying to remain separate, dominant, and all that stuff, whereas we see Phil, really trying to be inclusive and game everywhere. And I think if the big three could come together and do something like that, you wouldn't need an E3. The three of them come together and say, "Hey, you know what? Let's do a showcase of each of our stuff." And Jim, you go on Monday night. Bowser, you go on Tuesday night. We'll go on Wednesday night. And let's show everybody our stuff. And then you accentuate what the positive games coming from each company, and you let the gamer decide that way.
Night, Rich.
Oh, good night, Rich. He's really going to bed this time. I don't think that requires E3. I think
No, it doesn't.
And
who knows? You look at Keeley. Who's the guy that hosted the Guerrilla Games? Funny Game guys, right?
The kind of funny guys.
Yeah, those two are real big. They got a lot of presence with gaming industry, bringing people together. I think you're going to see those two have a big presence around E3 next year. If that's the case, they're probably going to say, look, renegotiate something with E3 and say, I want to have a show. I'm going to have my show. I will be part of E3, but my show's going to be part of the week. You're going to have a Keeley, some Keeley stuff and kind of funny stuff, where they bring in, and then you got Xbox, Sony, Nintendo, and
as brother Dredd reminded me, Tommy will go on Thursday. So Thursday will be the Amico show.
Yeah. And speaking of Amico, so when you said top 5, games or news, right?
Yeah.
Amico's my number one top and the top 5 as far as one of the best things out of this year. As far as, the beginning of the year, we got Tommy on.
Oh, yeah.
We really started diving into Amico and everything. And we were hoping it was going to come out in October. And, of course, that's one of the bad things of this year, right?
Well, I was going to say, that's a best and worst of 2020.
The best of worst. So, it just meeting Tommy, getting to know the Amico, and all our friends here in the chat. If you want to include Mike Garvey as part of that, but the Amico brought us all together.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best things.
That's when Chris is now trolling Garvey. That's when you know. That's when you know Michael is our brother. Is truly our gaming brother. When Chris has got you.
I try to troll him on during the PM and PM a little bit, for you. So.
No, I mean, and I that is something that I've said to, and I said to Tommy. And look, there's no secret that I've become pretty good friends with Tommy Tallarico. We talk outside of Amico All Access, and in fact, we talk about stuff outside of gaming and Amico. I mean, sometimes we'll just chat on stuff, and it's still surreal to me that somebody I idolized as a younger man, and a musician, is now a friend of mine. And that's the beauty of technology these days. Your friend doesn't have to be someone that lives in your town that you see down the street all the time.
No.
But one of the other biggest things for me and for us as a whole is meeting Tommy got to bring us OEB Pete and Michael Garvey, and I know Rich went to bed, but Rich Young and Anthium and Papa Pete, TJ, these guys, they are great people.
Yeah.
And I've said privately, those are the people that I wish to associate with. You guys are my brothers. There are people on Twitter I could do without. But this is where I belong, and this is where I'm most happy, and getting in with that group, and through that I've met Crow Continuum, and I don't know if he's in the chat, but Jeff and shoot. I keep saying Viking. I said Viking because it's Stuart. Viking Stu. Jeff and Stu from Go Game Go.
Yeah.
Retro Bro, those guys. I mean, I have
Blues Tech and his brother.
Blues Tech, which I finally saw another video from Jeremy, but I haven't seen Aaron in a couple of months. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
So, these guys, it's a fantastic group of people, and I'm really happy to have met. If you notice that picture that I put up of that Chirpty thing, they're all in there because they're the ones that we talk to the most now.
Part of the. It's great to have them part of the NLG family and be part of their family.
Yeah.
This gaming community is huge. There's so many people out there. Of course, we can't know everybody, but it's awesome to have these guys that we met through the Amico.
Yep. At Big Daddy Game Studio, we met through there. Lance Jennings, I met through there, and I see Lance everywhere now. And I mean, and I wax poetic about our chat room all the time, but it is the truth, to be able to go out and I go into a chat room and Indie Gamer, pops up, hey brother Mike, that's the cool thing. Niall and I talk, all the time. Pete and I talk all the time. Brother Jago, and bringing new friend, meeting new friends. Pong Soul has been awesome. Infinite, has been awesome. It was great to Dreadpool. I mean, and Dreadpool comes on, and he's just such a gregot guest as well. Who else am I missing? I mean, obviously Coop. We gotta try to get Coop to. We gotta call his boss and get him a better schedule so he can.
Yeah.
De Niro. There's so many.
When did I don't know? I'm just having a brain fart. But did the guild start? Did we start the guild end of last year or beginning of this year?
Beginning of this year.
Okay, so that's that's on top of my list of one of the things that we did put together and bring all of us like-minded gamers, content creators, podcasts, whatever, together and just form a group of friends and gamers to come together and enjoy our passion for gaming, our passion for doing stuff like this, the shows, and supporting each other. I mean, that's
and
like just meeting new people there too. Guys like because I don't know if Invader's still in the chat, but
one of the nicer guys that I've met and talked to, and
Downer,
and you know what, I've had such pleasure being on TXR. This year I got to meet Wilmy and Fork. Fork Boy Gaming just found me out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, that's how I met Dredd, and met Wilmy, and met Bomber and Husk. I just met Lady AF. Fun, Mav, fun speculation, and these are good people.
Yeah,
they're really good people, and it is. Peter and I were on Gaming Beyond the Box, and had a great time.
Yeah,
that's one of the best things of the year is just. Even though a lot of us are stuck at home during this whole pandemic, but with online gaming, the community with our guild, and it's grown so much. We met so many new people. That's been one of the highlights of this year that I love, and I think going forward we're in a great position going forward, growing together, and
Oh. Dreadpool says he was here before Fork. And look, I am horrible with timelines.
So too,
Horrible with timelines. I've always been. I'm the guy. Who doesn't. It's really funny. My guitar player Wayne, when we talk about music, I'm always 10 years too late on a song. I'm like, yeah, that song sounds like it's from the 70s. He goes, no, it's like 67. So I'm horrible with time and age and things like that. So it's very possible. I mean. But Fork, Fork is where I met Wilmy. So,
I think I met Fork first, and then everything else started.
Yeah. So
all of a sudden he tweets, and it's like, hey,
have a forking day.
Yeah, that's like
highlight people.
I did.
That's like awesome. It's like out of the blue.
Yeah. Hey, when you get a dick pic from Fork, you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so you're right. I would put that as some of the best of 2020 for me too. Is we got to meet a whole new set of gamers. Now, Pete and those guys we met. Was it this year? Yeah, I guess it was.
I thought it was all in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it was all in January.
As soon as we had Tommy on, everything
it was in January. Yeah,
exploded with the Amico family, the Amico crew, retro guys, and that. Yeah. Yeah, just adding to our
Atari
list of friends.
Atari Creep is another one.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm missing people. That's the thing. I'm missing. I know I'm missing. Mentioning people, and I don't mean to. There's so many. I feel like we found the right community.
Yeah.
And
like me and Indie Gamer. Being able to start up an indie podcast together, that's been great. That's the best part for me is all you guys, my NLG family. We've had a couple of setbacks. We don't have to really talk about all that, but as far as NLG, but I think overall we're in a great place, and I love it.
I mean, there really were. There were a lot of bright spots, in a very dark time with this pandemic. And look, gaming as a whole is stronger because of it too. I mean, I'd go to Target before any of the new consoles came out and look on the shelves and couldn't see an Xbox One X or a PS Pro or a Switch. I mean. This is a good time for gaming, even with some of the weird things going on. I mean, from an industry perspective, we're seeing a real heavy uptick, and 2021 looks to be a spectacular year, and hopefully the year when a lot of these next gen games start to really take advantage of the systems that we just bought.
Oh yeah.
So, and we are getting the Amico in 2021, and that's
yes.
I'm sad that I'm not playing it right now. I wish I was. And by the way, And Lance Jennings mentioned it earlier. I totally forgot to mention that on this day in 1979, the original Intellivision launched. I was 6 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, at 6 years old, I learned how to gamble because the Intellivision came with Las Vegas poker and blackjack. That's how I learned. That's how I learned how to gamble with the shifty-eyed dealer. So happy 41st birthday to the original Intellivision. So, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that experience in 2021, especially with my kids.
Cyber Gunter, what's up, brother?
Cyber Gunter. So something else that I have to say is a top thing for me. My son Seth, getting the itch to do a little YouTube and video gaming with Dad.
Unboxing.
Doing some cool unboxing stuff, and he's really excited to open up the retro game treasure box each month. And that's been really cool. So let's see, what else did we have?
I would say, I don't know if it's on y'all's list, but I think one of the worst things out of this year, thanks to the pandemic, is the delays.
Yes.
And Cyberpunk is part of on my list because of that. Cyberpunk is, again, like D'Amico, it's good and bad, right? So Cyberpunk has been in the news almost every week, every month. Everybody's anticipating that game. At the beginning of the year, we were like, all right, Cyberpunk in April, boom, delayed. And that's been a trend all year round. The Last of Us 2 got delayed, but it still came out. I think Ghost of Tsushima got pushed a little bit just because of The Last of Us 2, but delay has been a big thing this year.
Halo Infinite. That's
you can put that on the worst of 2020. The Halo Infinite reveal.
Yeah.
Because it's so weird. Because all the the deals they made with your Mountain Dew and the other Doritos or whatever, Pringles, and you name it. It's like the marketing deals are like completely screwed up.
Yes. Yeah, Obra, just for the hell of it, we'll show that. Having not having that game at launch, it's not good. I say this as someone who bought the Series X. I mean, the launch lineup is sketchy at best, and no first party games, and that's a tough thing. And I'm impressed. Well, let me caveat by saying I'm impressed that Microsoft has kind of overcome that in a way, because they're selling heavy. I mean, you can't get a Series X or a Series S right now, and Phil even said, or whoever it was at Microsoft said, you might not be able to get one till April. So, even with all that, they're still selling. And I'll tell you one. So I'll give you one of the best, another best from 2020, Game Pass.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Okay, we didn't get some Halo Infinite and some other first party launches, but Game Pass, that's it. I mean, you can't beat the value of that. I mean,
no, it is the greatest.
I don't know what to download next. It's like, I want to play Control because Control's going to be in there for maybe about 3 months or so.
Oh no, Control will be there. I'm telling.
Depending on how long.
Yeah.
Unless they buy Remedy, being there permanent, but that's my only argument. Like, yes, it would be nice to have more first-party exclusives at launch, and didn't happen for many reasons, and I understand that, and how my thoughts on all that, but there is just way too many games. We can't. The backlog, Game Pass.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm never gonna have a problem finding a game to play.
No.
It's yes, I can't imagine if Halo Infinite came out, and I'd probably be playing that, of course, and and then of course Cyberpunk. But it's like Valhalla and all these. It's just crazy. So and then PS5. I mean, yeah, their lineup is not huge, but they got a decent lineup, and I think it's a good start. And you add in the third party and all that. There's no nobody's hurting for games to play here in this end of the year, in my opinion. So I just think that if you got too many games launching, because especially for next gen, and then plus it's holidays, and it gets too cramped up. Like I think Ubisoft, I think they could have spread some of those games a little bit out.
Yeah.
Into next year, and
Dread saying
optimize.
Yep, Dread saying xCloud 2020 best of. Yep.
Also the worst part of the xCloud is it's not on iOS.
Right. It's best for me, worst for Peter.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because Peter doesn't get to play it yet.
Well, they're getting to work around on that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can do your home console stuff that you have installed. You can stream it from your home console.
That's true. Oh, by the way, Cybergunter did say not having. He said, "Kick to the nuts." That's what not having Halo at launch feels like. I agree.
Yeah. Well, that's what you put. That's what you get when you put all your nuts in one sack.
Yeah. Were you waiting on that? You were waiting for that, weren't you? You preloaded that one. So,
NLG launch exclusive.
And he said genius. That was perfect. All your nuts in one sack.
Or you could say no Halo. It's like getting the flood. The flood has happened this year. This is what's going on right now.
Right.
Yeah.
The flood is the COVID is the flood. We're dealing with that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a disappointment.
It is a disappointment.
Yeah.
And what I said, just all the marketing around it too, with the products and stuff. That's like all effed up. I mean, what they're gonna do once they do launch? It's like you probably don't get that.
When they went from
Well,
they went from Phil saying, this will be the first console to launch with Halo since, and then to we don't know when it's coming out. Like they're just saying, hey, we know everybody wants info on Halo, but they're not. I mean, you're not even going to get any Halo info at VGAs.
No, but they did say something that they were going to give us some not gameplay info, but they're going to give us some kind of news on Halo Infinite. Kind of like where they're at or.
Garvey's
the news is going to be we haven't canceled.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still coming.
But look, when I look at this, the Halo Infinite demo that they showed, I loved what I saw. I was excited. I understood that it wasn't the best version that we'll probably get coming out, and they didn't really, maybe they could have done a better job, showing us a better looking. But I look at this overall. I have shitty eyes. So I look at this overall, and everybody's talking about pop-ins and all that. I don't notice that shit because Halo's about running and gunning. You get on that, and like in the beginning, they showed you got on the Warthog. I don't have time to zoom in and fucking
know,
Craig.
But I get that.
That's how I feel about it.
No, and that's very valid, and I think
Thanks for everybody complaining about this game. Demo, it looked bad, and this is why we didn't get it. Thank you, guys.
Well,
did Microsoft flinch again? Like the same thing with the Xbox One when it was announced, and it's like
Yeah.
But at the same time, and I get this too, and they're not wrong. People that say that are not wrong. that Microsoft has continually touted this as, the most powerful console on the planet. And when they came out with this demo, people are going, well, wait a minute, this looks like an Xbox One game. What are you asking me to spend another $500 for? And that's a fair point.
I get that, but it's not. They didn't say this is a next gen game. It's a cross gen game. So
it is.
If the show did not say next gen showcase, it just I can't remember the title and all that, but I don't know. But maybe because Aaron Greenberg kind of said something, they kind of made people think, next gen, wait, we're gonna show some next gen. But that show when they showed this was nothing about showing next gen, the whole ray tracing and all that. And I get it, maybe they should have been a little bit more clear.
They should have. If they had said this is running on an Xbox One, just wait till you see what it looks like on a Series X, then that's a whole different issue. But they were marketing this as their flagship game for the Series X and for the Series X launch, and that was expected to be shown off. So that's it again. It's why. What are you asking me to pay for another console for? It is.
But I also think, remember when they showed the Slip Space engine?
Yep.
The beginning at first, and and you also saw Warthog in there, and then when you compare it to this, it's not even close.
It was a downgrade.
In fact, so if you compare with that, then you would definitely say like, hey, what happened? And also like the even when they showed this footage and at the beginning, but that was more like
this looks.
I don't know if it was in engine or not, but it was like definitely a different caliber than.
Yeah, you looked at this and you were like, wow, this is crazy. I don't think I have I don't know that I have the Slip Space. I'm not sure if I have that original video. I thought
also
that
like the character models are not as good as like Sony character models.
No, they're not. And
but I mean
it's like a huge
but Halo's
it's a double A to triple A difference.
Like super graphically detailed. None of the Halos have ever been that way.
No. But I'm just in general. I'm saying finally, Gears. Maybe in Gears it get a little better, and then also like State of Decay that demo they showed, but once again it's just a little rendering, that has good character modeling and stuff. And
I'm right there with Avish. I got shitty eyes, but you know what? Going back from Pong days like that on the black and white TV, I ain't complaining.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. But I get what y'all are saying about they could have showed it in a better light. But I think too, one thing people were Halo 5 was graphically was great looking, right? Whatever you want to say about the story, but when you're playing in that game and you're looking around, it's like, damn, this game looks good. And so this game, they kind of changed the art style, the aesthetic of it, kind of making it look like the old, Halo 1, 2, and 3. And so people are like, oh my God, it doesn't look as good as what Halo 5 looked like.
Yeah.
You're never going to make anybody happy.
Well,
it's true.
Everybody's always going to have something that, especially when it comes to stuff like that. Halo is it's like Star Wars. It's a big impact. It's got a huge fan base, and people are passionate about what they like and don't like about Halo, and it's like, every little thing changed, makes a big deal, for some.
Well, all right, so let's see. I'm trying to think.
Dreadpool said Halo was built on the SDK, which is Xbox One, and just like Ori will have next-gen features.
Yeah.
Right.
And I get what Cyber is saying, but I don't agree with. Even though we don't know when this game. Part of me kind of thinks that this game could still come out in spring. You know, maybe they'll highlight it again during E3 or whatever that you're going to call it. And then they're like, you know, here it is. You know, it's coming out in the, you know, early next year, maybe March or, you know, give it one big market push and highlight it. And then I kind of feel like Hellblade 2 would be the centerpiece for the holidays and maybe something else. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because it just from some of the things that I've heard that, you know, they're pretty much done with the game as far as the campaign or so on, and you know they've added more to it, but the game itself is pretty much done. It's just a matter of, you know, polishing up here and there. So why is it, if that's the case, why do we got to wait till next year holiday to play Halo?
Because it needs to look like a Series X game.
But here's the thing: with the delay, now you expect it to look even better. You know.
Well,
yeah.
If they're gonna release it,
what if it does not? Then it's
yeah.
You know, that's the risk.
No, I get that. If they have plenty of time to get it, the ray tracing and all that shit.
Well, they do now, yeah.
But if they release it even in April or March,
right?
So why do we got to wait till the holiday for them to do that?
Because it depends on. I mean, honestly, it depends on how far into development they really are. I'm not.
I mean,
convinced.
if anything, I get third party. You know, get into the kits late for next gen optimize. You know, that's why
343 should not have. That's
but
just
not,
it.
Yeah, a 343, that whole slip space and all that. They should have all that already before everybody else did it. So
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I can wait. This was a blemish
for the.
Yeah, this is a pretty big pimple on the ass of Microsoft's Series X launch. I mean, that's just a fact.
But a few years from now, are you going to remember that Halo Infinite was not released? No. I think what we remember is that supply was so scarce that.
Yeah.
Well, and that's something that is definitely working in Microsoft's favor. Mm-hmm. Is that they don't, people can't really get one right now, so. Perhaps that's something that again that works in their favor.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring this up for Indy because he's still in the chat,
mm-hmm.
and this is his game. Haze of Hades. So I'm gonna play this for him.
Yeah, I need to check that out, especially if it's being considered for Game of the Year. I need to play it for myself. I saw him play it. It looked pretty good. But it's really hard to fully judge it until you play it.
Yeah.
So.
But Supergiant has proven themselves. And so, that's, you can at least, I like the art style. And I'm one of these third kind of isometric third person, overhead kind of guys.
So this is like a Diablo kind of.
It's kind of like a Diablo.
Yeah. Is it coming to Game Pass anytime soon?
Is it even out? It's not
console,
out.
You can't wait till it comes Game Pass, but
it's not out on console. It's only on the Switch, or it's
Yeah,
Switch
it came out on Switch first, and I think PC.
Yeah, it's Switch and PC and Mac. So.
Is it PC? I mean, Switch native, or is it the cloud thingy?
Mike Garvey, yes, literally, it is one hell of a game.
That was a good one, Garvey. It says released. It was in early access in December 2018 and released fully on September 17th of this year.
Oh, okay.
So, but see, I'm waiting for a console edition. So
I'll probably pick it up on Steam.
Which, by the way, I didn't know it came out on PS4, but now on the 10th, Panzer Dragoon Remake is coming out on Xbox. So those of you who have never played Panzer Dragoon, I highly recommend you get the remake. It is not the same as Crimson Dragon. So, and in fact,
is it on rails? It's not on rails.
It is rails.
It is rails.
Panzer Dragoon was an on-rail shooter, but it was so different because you really fought in 360 degrees that it didn't feel as much on rails as you might think.
Oh, okay.
So, you know what I might do is I might do a comparison video, because I'll get it, and I'll take some Saturn footage, and I'll do some the remake footage, and maybe I'll do a little comparison video. But that's here. I have another one. I have the Switch trailer. I'll play for. This is for Indy because Indy's such a great guy, and great supporter. So,
well, here's one thing that baffles me: is just the complete popularity of the Switch.
Yeah,
it's like,
Wow,
it still baffles me every day.
Yeah. Okay. At first, Indy said, "Oh, easily played." Blows Dead Space. So I'm like, wait a minute, Dead Space and Hades? And he just corrected himself. He got it. It's late, Indy. You're excused.
It's okay.
4 in the morning over there, or whatever time it is.
So, by the way, why is another what I don't understand? Why wasn't Flight Simulator ready at launch?
Oh, for the Series X and
I don't know. I mean, look,
Series S.
Yeah,
it's because I know why. Because the game is using still DirectX 11.
Is it?
And not 12. That's the reason.
Yeah.
They're working on it.
As good as
and once
it looks,
it goes to 12, then it will also come to Xbox sometime next year, I think.
Good as it looks. I mean, again, the game looks just. I mean, it looks like you're really flying a plane in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and play with a flight stick. I tell you, it's fantastic.
But it's taxing on your computer, right, Peter? I mean,
it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, they got it better, but in the beginning, right? Some people, it depends on your PC, but some people, it was like, it puts your PC to work.
Yeah,
I know
probably.
Coop said that a couple times.
It all depends what card you have, and if 4K screen or not.
I don't know. I just feel like on that, like you want to get that right, and then if they had launched that and they had some issues, like we're going on with third party. Of course, that's not a third party game, but it's being made by Asobo, so it's not really by first party. Their first party, but you want to get it right.
Yeah, I know, but like Pong says, probably going to take a lot of work to get Flight Sim on the consoles, even Xbox Series X. I thought that was the whole point of having a console as powerful as the Series X was to be able to run that game.
Oh yeah,
it can run it, but
just run that quite nicely.
Well, you could get flying lessons for less money than getting that game to look good. Oh.
But I hope they skip the lower consoles.
I think they will. I don't see that
series.
coming out.
It's just going to be a.
Yeah, I don't see that coming out Xbox One.
Yeah, I hope they don't spend any effort because it's just.
I agree. At least on that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Another one on my list. I don't know if y'all ready to.
Yeah.
Another topic I have, as far as a big news of the year, is ZeniMax.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's
best.
That's best or worst depending on who you talk to.
That's the best or worst. Depends on the people.
Yeah, it depends on who you're talking to.
Those fanboys that are only beholden to one platform, and oh my god.
Yeah. Well,
you're gonna lose so much money.
It's only exclusive, and even some media were stupid about it.
Well, they're always
that's another
and
thing.
they're
The
still
worst of 2020. That was the worst of 2019, and it will be the worst for 2021.
Yep.
It's just the media. It's like
media gaming.
Most media is like, they're only a handful of like the big ones that are good, but most of them are like You know, they need those clicks to survive.
But at the same time, we've had, like Season Gaming, VG4G, Sam Wolf, some of their articles and stuff that they put out. ILP's been
Lords
putting out
of Gaming.
some good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
PlayStation Bra.
You do not have to go to IGN and
no, you do not.
Anymore.
No, you don't.
We have alternative, good written articles out now. So,
because those guys are doing it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not a job, a survival of the clickist.
Survival of the clickist. You were holding that one in your deck too to whip out, didn't you?
You should see this little book I have full of those little.
No, I mean, but you guys are right. I mean, no one is beholden to have to read, the IGNs, the GameSpots, the Game Informers, and all that stuff. Yeah. No, there's plenty of places to go. Like, if you want to learn about all the latest indie games, I go to Indie Gamer's channel and I watch his videos. Mm-hmm. If I want to get my news, it's Season Gaming, it's lordsofgaming.net. Indy said, "King of the pun today, Peter."
Yeah.
So, I haven't clicked on an IGN, article in forever. Kotaku's just straight garbage.
Yeah.
You don't even hear from, what was the other one? Polygon. You don't even hear about Polygon much anymore.
Oh yeah.
Those are.
I don't get many blocks from kind of the bigger things, but what's that dude from Polygon? He blocked me years ago, and he was like,
"Yeah,
you blocked
PSVR sucked," and then I was like, he was still like raving about it. It's like, how can it be? It's either sucks or it's like great. You cannot. So.
Yeah, I agree with
Bottom out on that.
Game Informer is still pretty good.
Like, hey.
I've always liked Game Informer.
Well, unless that one guy moved, as long as that one guy moved on, that was his name, Mike something or other.
Oh,
yeah.
One thing too about, IGN and those guys, I'm not a big fan of those guys anymore. But at the same time, I don't like how a lot of these fanboys attack these people personally and get ugly with them. That is no excuse. If you don't like what they write in, look, and I've always said we have every right to criticize them because they are writing these articles or reviews and they're putting them out there to the public on social media. Everybody has a right to criticize their articles and reviews, but not personal and ugly, toxic shit. If you don't like it, like we said, we have Season Gaming and other guys that put out some real good, objective reviews and articles, and there's no reason to get ugly with these other ones.
Yeah. No, and if you don't like it, then don't go to those places. Get all like. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. I also get some news from, like, sometimes I'll find out stuff on TXR. I'll have heard something I hadn't heard before. On a show like that.
A lot of it thinks of Tim Dog. He's
four guys
some inside track.
Four guys with quarters. I mean, they're doing a news show. Sometimes I'll listen to them. Even though I can't type in their chat because I'm at work, I'll listen to them to get my news.
Clowns and
Clowns
and
Flamish.
He's another new guy that's jumped in our community and.
Yep. And he's been, he's kind of fit right in with us. There are places to go. So the worst is the main media. The best is the alternative media. So.
Yeah, Game On Daily. I've heard of that one. There's there's so many. I've seen more podcasts, and you know what? I welcome all the new podcasts coming out, and definitely will try to support. But man, there's so many out now, and some good ones, and
actually, I haven't said anything myself yet, and it just depends. I don't have a ton of time, but I was told I could do it at my own pace. I've been invited to do some writing for the Gamers Lounge.
Nice.
Basically, basically I was told, do what you can. If you want to, write whatever you want, whenever you want. And I was thinking about, working on doing something at the end of the year, kind of a year in review of Sony and Microsoft and where they're going. But yeah, John Meadows asked me. He said, do you have the? You always sometimes talk about wanting to bring back NLG. I said, nah, I can't. I don't have the time for that. He said, well, you want to come write for me? He said, you don't have to. There's no requirement, no minimum, no maximum. He said, just write whatever you want, whenever you want.
But a minimum of 2 paragraphs.
Right, but a minimum of 2 paragraphs. So, I will. I'll put something up here and there.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Indie Gamer, we love you too, brother.
Yeah, we love. Yeah.
Yeah.
My gosh. So as I said, I tried. Why do you think I tried to recruit him for NLG?
Yeah. Right.
So.
Well, technically, he is kind of part of NLG.
Well, he's part of the Gamers United Guild.
We got him too.
Part of the guild.
We got him. I got him. Or he got me. I don't know.
That's right. He did. He's got you. So.
Okay. Well, real quick, back on the ZeniMax still. I know, got into the old media.
Yep.
But like the ZeniMax, I thought that was a big surprise.
That was a big news.
I don't remember hearing that rumor anywhere.
No.
And I think that's a good thing for Xbox there. That goes to show that they are serious. They've grown their studios, and then all of a sudden, boom, you just bought a publisher, pretty much.
Yeah.
And you just doubled your first party.
Yeah.
And it's been big news because now it's like, like big games like Elder Scrolls and Fallout. It's like, what's going to happen to those?
Yep.
Are those going to be only exclusive on Xbox? And you got Starfield that's new, that's coming. Is that so? To me, I think they should all be exclusive. And it's like Mike Harvey said, exclusives do sell, and they do. I'm not really big on, exclusives are my priority or main reason why I game, but
exclusives are good for Microsoft, not for us. I mean,
no,
right.
Exactly.
And Crazy Juan used to have that. That was his.
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit you and I any bit unless we don't have the console that it's on. It benefits them.
It creates competition because Sony, they have a lot of exclusives, whether third party or whatever. They're real good at that, and they're good at attracting people to they want to sell those consoles. They're a little bit traditional, right? Xbox, they want to sell ecosystem on multiple devices. So and Game Pass is a big reason. They want those subscriptions to grow, right? They might be close to about 20 million now. Especially if you get through December, they'll probably grow more. That's big for them because, that helps sell subscriptions, that helps sell games, especially you get them 20% off. And acquiring ZeniMax to have, all these studios that, that make the games that we love, like
and some
Elder
tech,
Scrolls and Fallout,
and the tech,
the tech for that will help xCloud and patents and other stuff.
I mean, it's huge.
But here's the thing for Game Pass, and the same thing for any of the streaming platforms. You need to have your own content. You cannot rely on third-party content.
No.
Exactly.
You run out of gas.
Yeah. And add in 23 studios now to their. It will be able to provide that on a steady basis.
Yes.
Well, a lot of these studios are not just making one game, dude. So,
I mean, can you imagine getting at least one AAA game a month in Game Pass?
Yep.
That's how they stagger it.
I think, before they even acquired ZeniMax, I think their goal was at least one big game or whatever every 3 months.
Right.
as a steady flow. So,
and I know the back and forth on, well, it would be stupid for Microsoft to leave all that money on the table and not put games on PlayStation. I still don't see it. I know technically Phil can't talk about it right now because the deal's not going to close until probably Q2. Mm-hmm. So, technically I don't think this is going to close before April.
Yeah.
But if you are holding on to the next Wolfenstein game and you want people to come to Game Pass and pay you for Game Pass, you are not putting that game on your competitor's platform. And don't think that I have to believe that he remembers what happened to Tomb Raider. Mm-hmm. and how it did absolutely nothing. Not only did it not do anything for sales of the Xbox One, it didn't do anything for sales on the Xbox One.
Nope.
Because people that wanted to play it, that were PlayStation gamers, were just going to wait till the following year.
Well, because it was never kept a secret. I mean,
it was never kept a
secret.
secret.
The publisher had loose lips.
Yep. Right. But he in one hand said, I'm not going to pay for a game to develop a game that's going to go on my competitor's platform. And then 2 weeks later, Square said, oh yeah, by the way, that game's coming out on the competitor's platform. And he's got to remember that.
Yeah.
So,
and the thing is, and that's the thing I try telling people is that it's Microsoft's fault because they're the parent company. They that they didn't really yes they got serious, jumped in on the console market, gaming, got it going. But when they did that and they paid all this money to get their party on the Xbox OG and 360 because they want to sell consoles, right? But they never took the time to build the first party, and to where they wouldn't have gotten in this position where they were struggling this gen or now last gen. But it's exciting to see what's going to happen, and like I was telling, I think in Stubbs midweek, and VJ on there, VJ's very good, and he was talking about that he could see Xbox, because they're all about ecosystem and putting their games on multiple devices, and he somewhat thinks that he sees Xbox putting games that he don't think a lot of these games from ZeniMax are going to be only on Xbox, that he can see it on PlayStation, and I'm kind of like, well. And like you said, why are you going to spend all this money and you can put on your competitors? And he talks about, money is where the money is really in the software, and it's true.
Yeah.
And if Xbox put, they own Bethesda games and they put those also on PlayStation, they will make more money. But at the same time, if you put those games on Sony PlayStation, then why does anybody need to subscribe to Game Pass then? You're kind of defeating the purpose of Game Pass to grow it if you're going to allow. And I think at the same time, I don't see Sony wanting Game Pass on PlayStation because there's a lot of games in there that are already on PlayStation as far as third party. And they got their PS now, and supposedly there's something coming up with that as far as growing that or updating that. But yeah, I don't see that happening. I want them to be separate. I want them to they're doing their own thing. I want them to compete because we benefited from all this going back and forth and competing for our attention. I don't want an all-in-one console.
You're never going to get that, I think.
No, you're not.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. By the way, PS Now, Horizon Zero Dawn is hitting PS Now finally.
Yeah.
So
it was.
Yeah, it's about
was
time.
it in there before?
Nope.
Wasn't it like a temporary thing?
I thought it was
in there.
Thing.
I don't
just
think
for
it
like
was. I think it was
few months.
I think it was Days Gone. I don't think it was.
Yeah, Yeah, I can't remember. So now it's a permanent.
Well, I don't know if it's permanent.
The game is so old that it might as well be permanent.
So
it leads up to the next one, you know.
So Horizon Zero Dawn, Wreckfest until May 3rd. The Surge 2, Broforce, Stranded Deep, and Darksiders 3. Those are what's going in. And don't forget. So the I keep forgetting the PS Plus games this month are not too shabby. Just Cause 4, yeah. Rocket Arena, Worms Rumble, and Bugsnax if you're on PS5. But only the PS5 version.
Bugsnax.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Panda
I played
Sub
a little bit.
I was
like, yeah, that's enough.
Panda Sub said yes, it was there and it was temporary. So it was there for 90 days and now it's back. So I think Bugsnax only being the PS5 version, I think that's a crap move.
Yeah. Still got a lot of people on PS4, so.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
nobody's
my review is it's not great.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and
you pick the Astrobot deal better than Bugsnax?
Oh, it's day and night.
Yeah.
The Astro one is so cool.
I've heard good things about
really love that. Yeah.
Worms Rumble looks cool. It's different, of course. So, in
fact, I think I'm gonna. Speaking of Horizon, I think I'm gonna pick that up on Steam.
Oh yeah.
And I think I'm gonna play that on PC and check that out.
Well, I'll have to grab
if the new one comes to PC quicker than this one did.
And that's one thing too. I think PlayStation. I get it. They want to sell their consoles. They want to sell more PS5s than they, PS4s. But it would be great if they put their games also on PC too. They got a relationship with Epic, right? You'd think they would, work that out to where, exclusive to Epic.
I think that's coming. Mm-hmm. I think there's more of that coming.
Yeah.
Oh.
Plays also great. Plays great also on.
Right.
XX and PS5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's funny. That's like, these two. So I think that's all the good and the bad and the
ugly.
Well, do we have any ugly?
Well, we could talk. I kind of on my list. I did put Series X, but I mean, we could say next gen. Next gen is out now.
So now that's current gen. We can talk about the PS4 and PS4 Pro and Xbox One and One X. That was last gen.
And as far as the Series X, it's been great. They just had an update, for the system. And so far it's been a great experience for me. Loving the quick resume, the loading. It's been a pleasure, playing these games and having to go, get through missions and everything a lot quicker. Like a Watch Dogs doing the fast travel. It's like boom,
Oh, but Jedi Fallen Order. I mean,
I haven't.
It's slow as molasses, even on the, on the SSD. It's like
I know that's
weird though.
Like,
I gotta check that out to see.
Yeah.
How I remember when I played it on the One X, if it's that slow, still. Yeah, because it was.
I can only imagine how slow it is on a regular hard drive.
Oh, I can't imagine either.
It's gonna be a police hole.
Bathroom break.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Daddy, is there anything from Rockstar on their site, their picture, or just like hint, like words?
Yeah, wasn't there like some coordinates that pointed to something, and then had a numeral 6 at that location? A hint on the map? Yeah.
Ooh,
that's something.
I don't know.
It's 6 numeral? Yeah. Oh, but another negative thing that happened this year is like, or just in general, is like the Elite controllers. So my version 2 is like the shoulder button kind of like
Really?
the right one doesn't quite register 100% of the time, and you kind of have to push it more on towards towards the side than more towards the front. So I thought it was kind of like, oh, is it this game or not? So I tied it to a PC and even hardwired it, and then you can use your little joystick app, and then you can see it like, hey, yeah, it doesn't work quite well. So I had that one in a coffin, so that's getting shipped off tomorrow for replacement. Was still on the warranty, according to one part on the site, and it's but yeah, it's like there's things they should have. I don't know, a 5-year warranty or a lifetime original owner warranty. It's like those things are not cheap.
I was gonna say, was there not? So I thought that there was a bigger warranty to that. Maybe not.
I think it used to be 90 days and now it's a year, something like that. But still, it's like, come on, you pay, how much was it? $180 or whatever.
Oh wow. I thought that you'd have.
You would expect, more durability,
yeah, exactly,
and support.
Oh, and I don't know if you guys saw this, by the way, the Amico controller stress test video. Tommy put on his. Tommy had put this on his site, on his YouTube page. They were doing stress testing on the controller.
Oh, this thing is pushing it.
Yeah, well, they were looking at how much pressure to put, that kind of thing, and
yeah,
it was really funny because Pete, OEB Pete, and I were, Pete was like, "How could you?" And I'm like, "That's controller abuse." You got the poor thing locked up, and you're poking at it. So this is a good sign that they're getting close to manufacturing. If they're finally finishing getting, as said, they had to do the stress testing themselves, but they're finally they're inching closer.
Yeah.
So hopefully this means that they're going to get to manufacturing. What did he say? They have to get to manufacturing in January?
Something like that.
Oh.
Because of the Chinese New Year and stuff.
Ah, right. And hopefully, no more crazy COVID lockdowns and such. Oh. I'm looking so forward to this controller, or to this in the console, and I just can't wait to get it.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that's a neat little tester too. I don't know what he's saying because I have the audio turned off, but oh.
What happens if you push that red button? Does they explode?
don't push the
do
red
not
button.
Press.
Right. What does this do?
Boom.
So. All right. So much for the short show. It's almost midnight.
It happens.
So, Panda says, it's going to be interesting to see all the new YouTube channels and streamers that open up due to Amico. More couch co-op streams. So, well, I know I'm going to be streaming some when it comes out, and but I'm looking forward to getting. I'm just really looking forward to getting my hands on this thing. So, yeah, I think we're out too, Indy. We're pretty much.
Yeah, we're trying to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. So,
we tried that for the past 3 hours.
Yeah.
I don't think we can hear you, Chris.
Hey, Chris,
we cannot
muted.
hear you. We see your lips move, but we can't hear what you're saying.
Muted.
Nope, that's it. It's kaput.
Yep, he You got up one too many times. So,
You got plugged.
Yep. All right. So, I think we're good. Oh. Fun as always. You guys keep me good company while I code and test. Thanks. Thank you, Big Daddy. That means a lot. People. We've gotten some really nice comments from people about, about that and what we, our effect on people, and I love that, because you guys are all our friends. We don't consider anybody here a fan or a viewer. You guys are all our friends, and we talk on Twitter. You guys are always welcome to jump in when you see either me or I'm not gonna invite you to Peter's party. That's his party room. So, but you're welcome. Everybody knows you're welcome in.
Yeah.
So, but you guys keep us going, and it's always fun to watch you guys in the chat. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a great deal. So,
hey,
anyway.
Punk Soul's the president of our NLG fan club.
Hey, there you go. Here we go. I was waiting for this. Hold on. See, just when I gotta. Let me get back. Let me open the topics back up. All right, here we go. It is Yobi's question of the week. And his question is, if you all had the power to create a new world or state or new state to add on to the USA or its own by itself, what would you do?
I'll go first. I would have to get new flags. We had a new state. We need another star.
Pong Soul says never fails. Joby wants to stay up past our bedtime.
Yeah.
Pong isn't joking. He may be paid to get in. Oh man,
Yobi, can we real world, or can we do like GTA world? We were just talking about the map. I want Vice City part of. According to that map, it looked like I almost had every damn city.
Yeah.
Catch you later, Andy. We're not going to make you hang out for this.
Indie game. Real quick. Indie game. Let me do a shameless plug. So
this
Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday.
We got the Indie Game Show this Saturday, and of course me, Coop. We have Xbot and Cybernox as our guests.
Yeah. Cybernox just won a copy of Cyberpunk from Gaming Beyond the Box.
Gaming Beyond, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so this Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern, and no, 2 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry. And we'll be talking a lot about. We'll be doing our indie games Game of the Year award show categories and all that.
I already know what will be number one.
Maybe surprise.
Yeah. No.
So check us out.
Nice.
Night indie, brother.
So 3 Eastern, you said, right? 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Eastern.
Cool.
Sweet. I might be able to tune in.
So let's see. So he said your choice, real world or fake world.
Well, okay, I'll go first real quick because I'm from Spain. I think Spain is beautiful. You got Ibiza, the island. I want Spain to be part of the United States. Get it out of Europe, the European. Let it be part of the United States. So I can travel over there without having.
Are you taking up Portugal as a kind of a province of Spain?
Yeah, we'll take Portugal too. That way, what's her name? Our friend Katrina.
Oh, Katrina, right? She could
be a dual citizenship automatically.
There you go. Also, I think we need to get rid of Belgium, which is already split in two, anyways.
Oh,
The
Flemish
part
is
and
he's already here.
The other part, and it's like one part is French and the other part is Dutch, anyway. So they just become their respected provinces. So
there you go.
Now you want them to take the Dutch part, or keep the Dutch part, right? Get rid of the French part.
I mean, those guys are always fighting with each other, so there's no point. I mean, it's like I don't know why it's. Yeah.
Okay. If I would have a whole new world, and I would mold it after Star Trek. Be no money. Everything is bartered.
So basically, you got a job and you get a house and everything along with it, as long as you're working.
Yeah, as long as you're, you have to
Contributing to society.
Contribute to society, but there's no money at all. So there's also no way for,
people to abuse, like
right. No
you work
abuse,
harder than I do.
Right, right, exactly. There's no, but there's also no chance for, no chance to become Venezuela. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it'd be like Star Trek. You just, and everybody has food synthesizers. So
nobody's starving.
Nobody's starving.
Instant.
Yes.
Meals.
And Brondo, because that's what plants crave.
I would say take entire Canada and add it to the U.S.
But the rain falls mostly on the plains in Spain. Oh, that was a great.
It's Spanish. It's the same thing.
Yeah, My Fair Lady.
So we have a new national food, poutine.
I could deal with that.
Yeah.
I can deal with that.
Again?
No, we hear you.
Well, I hear you.
We hear
I'm
you.
not sure.
Cybergunner said that I was muted.
No, we heard you.
Maybe he's delayed.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's probably delayed.
Maybe.
Infinite says, great show, guys. The show might be over for you, but I get to go back and catch the first half. Sucks to be you guys. Not really, because I'll be asleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
I
think we answered Yobi's question of the week.
I think we did.
So. I hope he's satisfied.
If
Come
not,
back
he
next
can
week and
complain
ask
at Pong because he's the president of the NLG club.
That's right. Oh, here. Since Avish brought this up, I want to show him this. This is a little off topic, but that saying, the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain. You know what that's from, right?
Oh.
No?
Enlighten me.
No.
Okay. Have any of you ever seen My Fair Lady?
I believe so. I just don't remember.
So it started out. It was actually a Broadway play. It turned into a movie. The movie had who was Audrey Hepburn and Rex Harrison was in it. And it was actually a remake of an older movie called Pygmalion, which was a George Bernard Shaw play, and it was about a woman who was she was like a flower sales. She sold flowers like in the yard in the square in England, and she was, homely and spoke complete Cockney English and that kind of thing. And a professor, his name was Henry Higgins, had a bet with a friend of his that he could take he could take this woman and turn her into a refined English lady. And so he worked with her, and finally he did. And there's a whole thing about it. Well, out here in Maryland, we have a couple of little, musical theater, community theater things. And I had just finished doing The Music Man with my son Jacob, and got invited to do My Fair Lady. So I was part of the singing quartet because I'm musician, and got a chance to do this production, and it was a really cool production. It was very fun, and I got to do some neat things. So it's one of my highlights of 2018.
That's right. Yeah.
So I think there's
and that's where that saying comes from.
That's where that saying comes from. Okay. He taught her how to say the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. That's how he got her to speak
proper
English. And so in the community theater play, this was her, and this guy, the guy on the right behind me, is Henry Higgins, and this is a scene where I actually play in this scene I'm actually playing a Hungarian guy who is a former student of Henry Higgins, and I dance with the girl to try to figure out where she's from. And so there's a whole thing about me trying to figure out if she's fake or not. And so that's it was a neat production, and Avis just kind of brought it to mind. Mm-hmm. Pog says I look great in a bonnet and a tiara. That's What's not up, me, Mav? Pog. Fun speculation. Hey, Mav. So, thank you, Jeff. But I had a lot of fun. Doing that. I had a lot of fun doing community theater. And in fact, I'll show you one more small thing, and then we can go.
Pong Soul.
He's
trolling you. Him and Mike Garvey.
I know. He's learning from Mike Garvey.
Yeah.
He's learning. So my son and I, the first thing I ever did, my son and I did one of my favorite musicals of all time, The Music Man. And there's me in the very first scene, but I played like a member of it was called the River City School Board, but as they came through the show, the guy, Harold Hill, the main character, in order to fool these guys into giving him his credentials and whatnot, because he was a traveling salesman, and he was basically a snake oil salesman who decided to sell, instruments to a boys band, but he had no experience. So our job as the school board from the mayor was to get his credentials and try to figure him out. Well, in the production, he turns the school board into a barbershop quartet. So I got to sing barbershop in this production. It was also very, very fun. And my son, my oldest son, which is really what I wanted to, where is it? My oldest son, Jacob. Let's see. Yep. Next to me, to my left, is my oldest son, Jacob. He learned this show in a week. Like, there was a point in time right before what they call Tech Week, which is the week before the show opens, and we didn't have enough boys for the boys band. So I said, if you just need a placeholder, someone who can sit there. My son plays trombone. He knows how to play the trombone. He could just stand there and he can look like a trombone player. And he was like, yeah, bring him in. Well, it turned out that there wasn't enough parts. There weren't enough boys for the parts as the one of the kids is my child. So, so he like in the back in his room over the course of like 3 days learn the entire production. We get to Tech Week. He comes out, starts singing next to me, and I'm like, where did you learn the song? He goes, I've been practicing it for like 3 days. And so he sang, he danced it. It was, girl looks like a female Tim Curry. Oh my gosh.
You kind of see that now?
Yes. Oh, I'm going to tell her that next time I see her. I still talk to a lot of them. But this was like cool stuff. And I really had a good time with it. That's one of the downsides of the pandemic is, a lot of this stuff doesn't, advice, don't tell a woman she looks like Tinker. That's a good. Well, what I was going to do was say somebody else said it. She doesn't know who Panda Sub is, so I think he's safe. So, but
depends on what time period of Tim Curry. Look like Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Show,
Right. Just said, don't look at me. I mean, so that is a downside. Is one of the shows that I was cast to do was Sound and Music, and I got cast for Uncle Max, and we can't do it because we can't do community theater right now. So, Tim Curry. Tim Curry from Home Alone 2. That's funny. Oh, man. Dragonheart. So, all right. So, Dragonheart. So, Yobi answered his own question. Planet Peace. Everyone has to register as a citizen of my planet for free. In return, they're granted millions of dollars and mandatory to donate your time to continue the paradise of Planet Peace. There you go.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
He's at to write this one out in detail. Well, I'm good. I'm down with Planet Peace. I could donate my time. We'll provide the entertainment. Tim Curry for The King and I. All right, guys. I think we are done now. We did answer Yobi's question of the week, so we have successfully completed our podcast. Mav, you're gonna have to catch up from the beginning. Sorry, but we know Ask Wilmy was on, so I appreciate you coming in late.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, he was on next with
was he?
X-Bot. They were on for 3 hours. So
yeah. So we do appreciate you popping over.
Yeah.
So
yep.
No, we were just talking about, and we were earlier talking about a lot of the new people that we've met through this year, and Mav, you're one of them. That we're really happy to have met and come across and hung out with. I know we hung out in that Xbox Live party after getting Beyond the Box the other last week, and I'm definitely down for doing that again. I as I said, when you guys are ready to play Master Chief Collection, I'm down, and I'm available this weekend for a little if you guys are up for it.
Yeah, this Saturday. Let's get something going, and also with
definitely Yobi. Definitely Yobi is definitely. I am so happy that you popped into our chat and that you've become. I mean, look, you got a segment on our show already. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen to many people. So yeah, I really do. All right, tomorrow night, I do have Shabbat services until 8 p.m. and the PM comes on at 8. But after that, then your show comes on, right?
Yeah,
at
then
9.
His show. So after
his show comes on at 9, and then after that, wife goes to bed, and I'm down for some Master Chief Collection. So,
and also, speaking of fun speculation, I would be cool. One day we can do a collaboration where we get him and his wife on with us one night, and then jump on their show.
Yep.
Us three, it'd be cool. We can work something out.
Just so you guys know, we've got. Oops, it's a little off, but I mean, we got. It is. I don't know because
Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
There we go. I think. Oh, yep. Maybe. Oh,
Close enough.
my goodness.
We got these 2 spots open for people on the side here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So we got the on the left Charlie Brown and the other one the nice big white Christmas tree.
Right. So yeah, right. We'll get you guys on.
Yeah.
So and you know what? The honor is ours, Yobi. Again, really glad that you found us and glad that you're hanging with us, and we're glad that we're able to incorporate the question of the week. And Pong, brother.
Yeah.
Right here.
Appreciate your Pong.
Yeah. So nothing but love for you guys too. Nothing but love for you. You know.
Yeah. No, this has been fun. Just, I have a lot of fun. I was looking forward to today, and even though not a lot of latest new topics, but just doing our top 5 and interacting with everybody in chat, it's just been great. Love it.
Jago's my brother, man. He's my Sega brother. Jago sent Yobi, so I'm really glad. So, no, I had a great time too. We had a great show. It's already 12:15.
Mm-hmm.
So we're over 3 hours. So again, so much for our quick get us out of here show.
And carriage has left already.
Yeah, they're turning into pumpkins. So
yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here because otherwise we're going to banter all night. I want to thank everybody in the chat. You guys have been awesome. And, of course, my brothers. It's Thursday nights are...
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I'm here for.
It's good.
So, we will see you next week. I'll have a menorah in the background for Hanukkah. For those of you who are celebrating Hanukkah along with me, hope your Hanukkah is great, and you can tell us all about what kind of cool stuff you got in the chat. We'll go next week and the 17th, and then we'll be off for the next 2, because the next 2 weeks are Christmas and New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. So
yeah,
okay.
Maybe we'll do something.
Maybe we'll do something online.
Yeah. Maybe
party game, something.
Yeah. Maybe a New Year's gaming session, like a community New Year's gaming session. Let's think about that. But definitely not going to have a Christmas Eve show. Maybe, you know what? Maybe J Prime, Generational Gamer, and I'll do it since he's the other Jew I know.
Right.
So, no. But everybody, hey, have a great night, everybody. Have a great weekend. Get your gaming in. And we'll see you next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Don't forget the rest of the Gamers United Guild. Check us, Sunday night, Amico All Access. So we're going to cry about Tommy abusing his controllers. So have a great night, everyone. Play on, gamers.
Yeah, well, guys.
Later, Coop. Appreciate everybody. Have a great weekend.
Love you all.